physical. It's time to talk some this and more. We gonna talk about it all. DVD, CD, UHD, VHS, clips. Blu-ray. Who knows, maybe you'll even see a laser disc today. Let's get physical. We wanna talk some physical media. Movies and TV, music and more. Come check out what we have in store. This is the Media House Stream. It's time for some physical media on FanZcene.
I know it was like really popular because it like won some Oscars and whatever, but
Debbie does that.
It's got the Mighty Ducks guy. Got that guy.
No! Yes, but no! He's not the Mighty Ducks guy! It's Emilio Estevez! For the Emilio!
You can never have enough physical media.
True that. Word. I don't know where I was going with that. Hello, fellas. Welcome back to the Physical Media Show here on FanZcene. Tonight, you might say, it's going to be a scream, baby.
Hello, FanZcene.
What's up, man? Haven't heard from you. Wait, who is this?
What's your favorite scary movie?
Debbie Does Dallas. It's pretty scary.
Oh, yeah, that is horrifying.
Okay. I'm just joking. It's not. I was trying to think of that one stupid David Spade movie. Now I can't slip my mind. I was going to say that.
Showgirl's absolutely frightening.
Yeah, Showgirl's absolutely frightening. I know that's what Randy says. But yeah, no, guys, yes, there is going to be Scream conversation. I know. But don't worry. We got movies before that. Is
that what we're doing? Okay.
I figure we'll do some of those movies first. That way, so people want to hear those before we get into Scream talk. Maybe since that'll probably be the largest chunk of.
Oh, the shit's gonna fly.
Oh yeah, and be prepared. There will be some ranting,
and raving.
So ranting and raving. So tell your friends, your family, your loved ones to come on down to FanZcene and watch the Physical Media Show.
I almost wish we could have found a fan of the last two Scream films to kind of
where's Justin Popper when you need him?
Yeah, right.
He's a fan of the last two ones.
Oh, he's the perfect one. Yes, bring him on.
Where's Justin? Are you out there? I know he's commented.
I haven't talked to Justin in a while. I miss that little shit.
He's commented on a couple of my posts about Scream. So if you're watching, because I know sometimes he watches, hit us up and we'll invite you on because he liked 5 and 6. So
blasphemy. Oh, I'm gonna roast the they're gonna be fucking black as black tonight. Like charcoal. Cajun style.
Charcoal, man.
Charcoal. My God.
It's gonna be one for the ages, folks. And I know I that's why I used the Scream on the ghost face on the thing tonight, because I knew we were gonna have a big chunk of that dedicated to that. But don't worry, we got other movies too.
I wasn't gonna do it. I wasn't. And then I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. And in a matter of 48 hours, I had watched all 6 Scream movies.
To be completely honest with you, I've been wanting to, because I plan on seeing the movie at least maybe tomorrow, but more than likely Friday. If I can get away tomorrow, I will see it tomorrow, but I'm probably be seeing it Friday, part 7.
Well, I'm pissed with all the people getting all the popcorn buckets and shit early, because I called my local AMC and they're like, they're not coming out till tomorrow.
Mine got it early and it sold
Liars.
out of every one of them except for the metal one.
Oh, those jerks.
I got the metal one, which I made sure I went to the theater and got.
Yeah, I went to bust.
Yeah, I wanted that one too, and I was like, "Are you guys going to get them back in?" And he said, "Probably not." So,
sometimes they do those where you can order them online. That's the only way I've gotten like the Beetlejuice and the Nosferatu ones, is I had to order them, like, because they sold out like right away.
Yeah, it seems it's insane. It's like, so I don't know if that bodes well for the movie, because
I think it does, because right now it's looking like it'll have almost as good an opening as Scream 5.
Yeah,
and I know some people are like, "Oh, well, nah, Scream 5 wins." I'm like, well, does it really though?
I don't know.
Does it really?
Does it really? We'll see, but yeah,
because Scream 5 has the Force Awakens factor going for it.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, We'll get into all that.
We'll get into all
We'll
that.
get into all that. We'll get into all that.
We got some people to say hello. Oh, excuse me, hello to, I guess.
Yes, we do. And then I know we started a little bit early, so they're not all probably in the chat yet, but we'll say hello to now to Ace Hanlon. What's up? Good evening to you. I love the vampire. Appreciate that. My hair's all like,
to suck your blood.
What's up, Brian Barth? Hell to you. Glad to see you. You could say maybe there's something to do with it tonight. Maybe. What's up,
yes. I think we buried the lead on that one.
Yeah, I know. What's up, John the Beagle Dad? Glad to see you out there as well. Hell to you, Style Section. Scream about we're going to scream about some physical media tonight. We are.
It's a scream, baby.
It's a scream, baby.
I should have seen if I could have got. Oh, Matthew's probably busy as piss, but I should have bugged people who I got him last time. I was like, hey.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
Oh, but he's probably so fucking busy.
I'm really, really, really. And not that I beg you guys for money, but I'm really, really hoping to meet him, Matthew Lillard Ski, and Jamie Kennedy, and the voice of Ghostface at Horror Hound.
Roger Jackson. I really want to fucking meet Jamie.
He's going to be there.
Matthew was already like kind of a bucket list check off, and like he was just such a fucking sweetheart. Like I could not have imagined him being any more humble or sweet and nice. Like he's the absolute. I mean, I guess he would be, if you expect him to be that way, that's what he is. But he's not like Stu or any of his characters he plays. Yeah. He's very low key and extremely like, you know, he has this, gee golly, I can't believe I got this career kind of attitude.
Yes.
You know?
I've always
I was lucky and I got to be Shaggy and Scream. And so, yeah.
I've always heard that about him, and that's I want to meet him. And like I said, if you guys give a super chat or hit my PayPal or whatever, all that will be funneled into Horror Hound, and I will try to get some footage, so it will be on the channel for you guys to see. So,
and I do remember him asking him about Scream 2 and 3, and we'll get into that later, like I said.
Yeah. So, but man, I hope I get to meet him. I'm like when they announced Jamie Kennedy, I was like, I'm sold.
Kind of surprised, in a way, that they let him be there. But yeah,
I know he gets some flack for some of the stuff he says, but I guess he's still good friend. He's still good friends with them, you know.
Well, yeah, no, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to get a somewhat rapport with Jamie. Is like I'd love to have him on the show one of these days.
I would too, man. I would love to have him. I think he would be one hell of a conversationalist.
Him and Pauly Shore, fuck it.
Did you see his thing with what's his name? Michael Biehn from the Terminator.
No, I did not.
Oh man, they were talking Kubrick, right? And Michael Biehn was like, I'd never work that motherfucker. He's an asshole. And he's like, he only ever made 2 good movies. And Jamie Kennedy's like, what? 2 good movies? Even he's like, you're turning me into Randy Meeks right now, and I know you have no idea who that is. And it's like, oh, so it was really good. It was, man, he has some great conversations. But yeah,
he does. I love his channel.
I do. Let's say hi, and we'll get into some more of this.
Yes, let's, because we got some releases to talk about and all that kind of stuff.
Yes, and yes, I did see they were making the Magnificent Seven for MG with Matt Dillon is going to play the main lead there. Hell to you, Dragonzilla. Glad to see you. Hell to you, Anthony Draven. Glad to see you out there as well. Who else do we got? I think we're all caught up, unless I'm missing people.
Well, I think people still haven't come in yet.
Yeah, I don't think people, and we're getting watched, but I don't think everybody's come in yet. But yeah, I did see Robert Duvall. That was hilarious.
I did not. What did he say about Kubrick?
Man, he's like, he goes off dogging Kubrick and The Shining at an actors roundtable for like an Oscars one year, and Ryan Gosling is sitting next to him and just fucking losing it. He's like cracking up at Duvall.
Robert Duvall, he's a character.
Yeah. He's like, 30 fucking takes.
Yeah, that was exaggerated. We got to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
No, Kubrick, I'll admit, he wasn't always the best at like expressing what he wanted to the actors. But again, that whole thing with him and Shelley Duvall, I think, was completely taken out of context. And if you watch that documentary, kind of looking at it again, you can kind of see how basically it's more like the other way around. It's more like she's driving him nuts. Mm-hmm. And she's just playing victim through this whole thing. And it's kind of sad, but it seems to be true in my opinion. And I've dealt with a lot of narcissists like that. So I'm not saying that Shelley was necessarily narcissistic, but she clearly had some mental issues. That was pretty obvious.
Yeah, she was pretty obvious that way.
Yeah, especially later on in life, we've come to find out, right? So, I mean, I can kind of see where a lot of the frustration that Kubrick had to deal with her.
Yeah.
But as far as that whole 30 takes thing, I've heard that's more or less been exaggerated and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I've heard that too. But hell to you, Berserker 99 as well too, and but Dobafett, glad to see you out there. Howdy. All right, so let's get into the upcoming releases. So what do we have for upcoming physical media releases?
There was a surprise announcement, I guess. Arrow's going to be doing a trilogy of the Man with No Name, even though I thought they couldn't release it as a trilogy. I guess that isn't so. That is coming at least for the UK. There was a couple other announcements. What was there? Let's see here.
I did see that they might be doing Nightbreed, or did we already announce that from Arrow?
I think we've talked about it before, but we haven't had a date yet. Because Arrow's been real scarce on, or I mean, Scream's been real scarce on that, but Arrow's got the rights to that one now, it sounds like? Or
yeah, they're releasing a 4K of Nightbreed. And I know the Shout one, the Scream Factory one, whatever you want to call it, they were selling out of those when they were switching over to Groove. Like, they were trying to get rid of them. So
yeah. That's probably why. 10 to Midnight's coming in 4K from Kino Lorber, the Charles Bronson film. Let's see here. The Wrong Guys still is not coming out, just so you know. Nobody remembers that movie but me.
No.
I tried watching The Burbs, by the way. I watched it for
like
did
5
you?
Minutes,
I shut that shit off. I couldn't
do that.
I tried. Otherwise, that's all I got, because Leprechaun is the next new thing I have. Let me double check here.
We saw the Leprechaun one.
That was last week, yeah.
And you said it's in the midnight.
Sleepers, I know that's coming, but we've announced that, I think, already. Yes, they have the 3 films separately, Night Junkie, but from pretty fairly good sources, we were always told that they were never going to be able to release a trilogy of them.
Yeah.
But that does not appear to be the case, because that's kind of what I was waiting for to begin with, and then I found out that, and I'm like, shit. Well, now I'm like, well, good, because now I want the trilogy. I just want the trilogy.
Yeah, so there you go. But no, I don't think I saw anything else either. I think that's about...
Just Sleepers, which we already kind of knew about, but we just got a date for it. What else was there?
That's what I said. I think it was kind of scarce.
Yeah, this week was kind of scarce.
I'm looking through some stuff to see.
Arrow will probably do some announcement this week is probably what's going to happen.
Yeah, probably.
Because Criterion did announce, but all their stuff was new stuff mostly from what I heard, and that was K-pop and Frankenstein.
And K-pop. So, people were throwing a fit over the K-pop.
I think it's funny.
And Criterion.
I think it's funny. I do. I really think it's funny. I mean,
think it's funny.
It's kind of weird that Sony's not releasing it, but maybe they don't control the distribution. They just
Was Sony part of it, or it's not a complete Netflix series?
No
movie. I mean,
no, and that's kind of what I keep trying to remind people of. Is 90% of their stuff is not theirs alone, even if it has Netflix's name or whatever on it.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's part of the reason why Sony had to wait this long to release Cobra Kai on Blu-ray is probably right issues, and they probably can't release it on 4K.
Probably.
So.
Well, and I did hear a rumor. I don't know if it was proven to be true. So, as much as I absolutely hate Netflix, and you know I hate Netflix, but I did hear a rumor. I saw somebody posted that they're saying that Criterion may be the home for Netflix physical media for their most popular. I
wouldn't be surprised. They've done a few things in the past already, like that Martin Scorsese movie, and they're still rumored to be doing a 4K of that when the rights. Because that's what I heard was getting in the way of a 4K of that, was that Netflix had the exclusive rights to the 4K.
Yes.
So until those rights roll around, then so we'll have to see. So
take that. I mean, much as I hate Netflix, I will give them credit for that, because that's one thing I complain about is the physical media. So if they're going to release physical media, I will give them credit for that. I will give them the credit for that. even as much as I hate them, but also for any Doctor Who fans, Doctor Who the movie, the TV movie that was an American, it was broadcast in America, is coming to 4K.
Really?
Yes.
They were. I remember when they used to act like that thing didn't exist.
Oh,
I remember I had to remind people that it existed. They're like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, they tried to do it on Fox for a little bit. Like it just didn't take off."
What's his name was even Leonard Nimoy was approached to be the Doctor, but he turned it down because they said he should always be British. Now I will have to tell you that I'll show you this real because this was the Steelbook. It also comes in a regular. The Steelbook is sold out already though. Pre-ordered.
Oh shit!
Already.
I didn't even know that.
So yeah,
who's putting it out?
I think the BBC.
Oh, wow!
But it's it's 4K, so you can get it in American and everything. So it's sold out. The Steelbook sold out, but it will also come in a regular standard 4K as well.
Interesting.
In a plastic case. So
that one might be one I'll pick up just for nostalgic reasons because I remember seeing that on Fox.
I did. That's my first foray into Doctor Who, to be honest with you, because I saw it. Yeah, I saw it. And I was like, I liked the movie, so I didn't know the history behind it at first. And then I was like going through PBS one night, and I think the fourth Doctor was on an episode of his. I'm like, oh wait, this is that movie from Fox. This is what this is. This like that, and that's how I then figured out Doctor Who was a big sci-fi thing and all that. So, but that's when I was a kid. So
I was a little more aware of it because of PBS, but I never really got into it. But I do remember watching that, and I remember that being a big thing for Fox. Like they were gonna,
they were
trying to do a new series and everything. It just didn't happen.
Yeah, you gotta love those old backdoor pilot movies like that. They were always so fun to watch. All right, I think that's as far as I know. That's all I can find. That's all I can find.
Yeah, I didn't see anything else.
Yeah. Oh well, I did see like for the newer stuff that Game of Thrones TV show with the night.
Yeah, but we don't usually. I mean, we could.
No, we don't usually do that. But yeah, there. If you guys are into that. All right. So you want to go first with your first pick of the night?
Sure. Why not? Why not? I decided since
you decided what?
Since Lionsgate decided to remaster Hearts of Darkness, the making of Apocalypse Now in 4K. I watched that. Plus Apocalypse Now, the redo version, which is the one I prefer because it's the longest cut. Although I got to give Coppola credit that he went back and he's like, it was a little too pretentious, and I backed off a little bit,
Huh?
So
it's always good when they notice.
But this is a really great set if you haven't got your hands on it. It's kind of the rarer one because a lot of them only come with the final cut, depending on which version you get now. And I know they did do a steelbook, but I don't know if that one had all the versions on it. But this does have an older HD version of this movie, but it's not nearly as good a quality as this was. But yeah, these are great companion pieces. I mean, what can I say? I kind of watched it also because of, we lost Robert Duvall, as we mentioned before, and I brought The Godfather on how many goddamn times now.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I was trying to think of like with the passing of Robert Duvall, I was wanting to watch the Duvall movie, but I didn't want to bring on one that we've constantly, talked about or that everybody knows. I almost thought about watching The Judge with what's his name?
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. Yeah.
I don't think that's a bad movie. It's just I think Duvall steals that movie a lot. To be honest with you, whoever did whatever his name is, Downey. But anyways, continue with your Apocalypse Now and everything.
Yeah, well, I mean, the movie itself is kind of you almost got to watch Hearts of Darkness with it to just kind of understand. Because the movie itself is really good, but it's like a movie that kind of falls apart as you get into the third act, and that's kind of the way it happened as far as the making of the movie goes too.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was just a fucking disaster from beginning to end. Like, this was Coppola's Jaws or his, whatever, insert, Star Wars, like was for George Lucas. That movie that damn near fucking killed him. Right? Like, literally almost killed him.
Yeah, it's that movie that just, like, he put everything into, and it just was like,
Well, and it did manage to do well, fortunately, but he, at no point, I mean, there's tons of times where he thought about, offing himself because he thought this thing was going to be such a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't quite, again, like I said, the third act kind of doesn't feel as cohesive as the rest of the film because he was so kind of lost in, do I answer these questions or is it my place to answer these questions? Do I want to answer these questions? Is it a place I really want to go to? Because the movie itself being based loosely on an old book, that was most famously done as a radio play by Orson Welles, his Hearts of Darkness, was supposed to be famously his first film he ever directed, but the studio got cold feet because of the budget, and he ended up turning around and doing Citizen Kane instead.
Right.
So this has kind of always had this movie has always kind of had like this, one of those things to it, and it started its life again as a George Milius script, loosely based on that book, but set, during the Vietnam War, which was, happening at that time. And believe it or not, George Lucas was going to direct it for the longest of time. Now, I don't know if George just backed out of it because he knew it was going to be a nightmare to shoot, which, and you catch him in some interviews, and that's possibly the case. But there's some stories that go that it was kind of punishment that Coppola took it away from George for the money that was lost over THX and all that other shit.
Right.
And Milius, on the other hand, he's somebody who kind of just claims the movie as his own, period. Right? Because he's like, I'm the guy that saw it as this instead of this. And it's like, so, he does deserve a lot of credit. But Coppola at the same time went through hell, literal hell, to make this movie. And I mean, it took over close to 200 some plus days to shoot. It was just, they were shooting in the jungle in the worst conditions you could think of shooting in. They were at the mercy of the government as far as what they could get for helicopters and everything else. Parts of like Tropic Thunder are loosely based on some of the shit that they went through to make this movie. So I mean, it was just a fucking nightmare. And people got to remember, this is one of the first Vietnam movies. I don't know if it was the first. I don't think it was the first, but it was one of the first. It was definitely one of the first to kind of show you like it really was. And that was kind of the thing too that, Coppola realized was like, look, this was the war that America watched happen live on their television every night. Yeah. So you couldn't fake this shit, right? So as far as he was concerned, he had to basically live as close to reality with this as he could. And it really shows in the film, but at the same time, it's like, at what fucking cost, dude?
Yeah.
Right. So,
his mental sanity.
Yeah, it did. And you got these great recordings of his that his wife was doing for her own diary, but weren't meant for anything else. But you're listening to this shit and you just hear him literally just talk about like, I might as well just fucking off myself, basically. This movie's going to be a fucking disaster. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I mean, these are almost literal quotes, and so you got one of the most confident directors in history just basically at his weakest points, and I can imagine this is a lot like what it was like for Spielberg and George Lucas making Star Wars and Jaws, only worse. Yeah. I mean, this guy just went through fucking hell because people got to remember, The Godfather was a movie he was known for, but Godfather, outside of the behind the scenes nonsense with like the studio pressure and the mafia, that movie pretty much went without a hitch. And that was a movie that Coppola didn't want to make. Mm-hmm. People forget that he didn't want to make the Godfather. He did it because George Lucas said, we need the fucking money. Yeah. Like literally, that's why it was done. Yeah. Because George said, well, they're going to pay you that much. Might as well do it. We need the money. We're going to go bankrupt otherwise. Like that's really why that movie happened. And he went in kicking and screaming. And what I love is there's this moment in the offer that I'm sure, if it's not true, should be true, where he basically turns to one of the producers. I can't remember if it was Bob Evans or Rudy at the time, but he goes, the funny thing is I was making this movie for them. Now this might be the movie I make for me, and it is his defining film, to this day. But Apocalypse Now is the movie that has his blood, sweat, and fucking tears in. Yeah. Right. Like that's the movie that oozes everything that he's ever been able to put into a movie. And it shows, don't get me wrong, but it's not the best example of his career. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like I bring up with George Lucas because everybody's like, oh, Star Wars. I'm like, yeah, Star Wars is fucking great. I love Star Wars. Yeah. But I'll fight you tooth and fist that fucking American Graffiti is the better film. Yeah. And people will be like, what do you fucking mean? It's like, no, watch the movies back to back and tell me which one's an actual better film. Now, I'm not saying which one you enjoyed more. I'm not saying which one you had more fun with necessarily. I'm saying which is an ABC better film. Right. Because Star Wars is a fucking mess. Like, it's a fucking mess if you sit back and look at it. Marshall Lucas saved that goddamn movie. Yeah, American Graffiti is a masterpiece. American Graffiti is a lot like The Godfather, where, he was able to go in, make the movie, and it was what he planned on it being, and kind of the same thing with Coppola. So, to me, I kind of compare the two in that sense. It's like, yeah, that's the movie that showed that these guys could do the thing that you want them to do better than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing is the thing afterwards where they put their fucking heart and soul into it. And it, and for Coppola, I think he did get, you know, some Oscar nods and stuff like that. He did get a lot of acclaim for this film, and it kept his career going. Don't get me wrong, because at this point he had kind of been the one trick pony with The Godfather.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was Francis Ford Coppola. Everybody, you know, he was arguably probably the most respected director in Hollywood outside of fucking Kubrick at that time.
Yeah.
But that still being said, he was kind of on this downward slope, right? So like, because from here on out, after Apocalypse Now, his career was kind of hit, miss, ups and downs, left and rights. You know, like he wasn't like a lot of directors when they hit that stride and they just keep rolling. I mean, even a lot of these guys are the same kind of thing. Friedkin's the same fucking way.
Yeah. Yeah.
He hit a lot of the same kind of things. But Apocalypse Now, I kind of believe is like both the beginning and the end of that for Coppola at the same time. It's kind of a weird example, but the performances you get out of everybody and the sequences, right? And this is where Coppola shines, and you can kind of see where he makes a movie the way he makes a movie, right? He'll go in and he's like, it's yes, there's the story, yes, there's the characters, there's certain elements, but he'll literally just go in and make vignettes, right? Like his whole thing is, okay, this scene, this whole portion of this film is this, and this whole portion of this film is this, and this whole portion of the film is this. And that's really how The Godfather got put together. That's really how this movie got put together, because you can tell you have the opening sequence where Martin Sheen's in, you know, waiting for his orders, and that whole thing is this, you know, kind of grand sequence where nothing fucking happens, but you're just enthralled by it. And the way they shot it was kind of the same way it comes off, but it is almost perfect in that it's setting up this idea of this guy who's going to go on this voyage and slowly become the man he's going to kill. Right? Like that's kind of what it, and not in both films, The Godfather and this film, they both have a very similar storyline in a sense, or a very similar theme, I should say, in that it's the people that, you know, we think are the bad guys actually might be right, or they're no worse than the people that are trying to have them killed. Right. Right. You know, kind of with the mafia, it's like, yeah, the government's just as crooked or worse than the mafia is, right? At least the mafia has a code.
Yeah, that's true.
Kind of the same thing here. It's like it goes through this thing. At first, Martin Sheen's character is like, okay, I got to go kill this guy because he's gone fucking crazy. But by the end of his journey, especially as he gets farther and farther down the river, and then that's how Coppola set the movie up, is you kind of see the Vietnam War in reverse order of how it kind of came to be to its primitive to its primitive state, in that when finally when he gets to the end of his journey and gets to Brando, it's almost conflicting and how he wants, whether or not he wants to kill him, because he can almost understand to a point, even though he still knows that he has to do what he has to do. You also have Dennis Hopper's character, who's another kind of, he's almost like that angel / devil on his shoulder, right? And it's a very kind of, I mean, once you kind of get into it and you kind of step back and look at what Apocalypse Now is for what it really is, because it's really, you know, and that's why I love this cover, and it doesn't pretend to not be anything more than what it is, and that is, you know, he literally becomes that character, right? Because you got the reflection of Marlon Brando from Martin Sheen from that scene where he's going in to kill Brando, and he's killing Brando just like, you know, the cows being slaughtered, which again was, all this stuff was kind of came to be almost out of happenstance, some of these things, because they just would catch, because like where they were filming, they'd be kind of, you know, just kind of ingrained into the local society, and they would see these rituals and dances and other festivals that they would have, and so a lot of this stuff was taken directly from shit they were witnessing, and so you see the actual events in the documentary, and then you see the filmed versions of those in the film. Right, like, you know, with the cow being slaughtered and all that kind of stuff and all that kind of business. Like, it's this big ceremony they do. So they just copied that for the movie, but in the documentary, you actually see the real ceremony. Yeah. So, like, you know, and that's kind of what, you know, and the movie, the documentary is shot by Francis's wife. So you got to keep that in mind too. So she's the director. She did all this stuff at the time. So she has like a literal, you know, fly on the wall kind of, you know, point of view. Oh, they haven't restocked Apocalypse Now. I think that was supposed to be a limited run, so who knows if they'll do another one or not. But yeah. It is mesmerizing, right? Like, and the movie itself, like, that's what I don't want people to like think of. Oh, you're going to walk out of this having the same kind of experience as The Godfather. No.
Yeah, no.
It is not that kind of movie. this is a movie where you walk out of it and you do feel like, wow, war sucks. Maybe Brando's right. And then Brando's a whole nother fucking mess, right? Because he went and got, some fucking, confidence after The Godfather, because people remember when he made The Godfather, nobody wanted to fucking work with him. And Coppola had to fight for him, and they had to sign $1 million contract where if at any point that Brando's shenanigans cost them any money, Brando would have to pay $1 million. So then Brando took them to the cleaners for this one because they only had him for, I think, a couple of weeks at the end of the shoot. And Coppola wanted to do a rewrite, and fucking Brando's people wouldn't budge.
Mm-hmm.
And Coppola was just fighting hand and fist, like, can I just get a one-on-one with Brando? If he can understand and see what I'm trying to do for him, I think he would be okay with this. But of course, his money people wouldn't have that. But eventually, when they got on the set, you realize Brando hadn't read the book, Brando hadn't read the script, as usual, had nothing to go on.
Typical Brando.
And of course, he was supposed to lose some weight, and he didn't. In fact, I think he gained some.
Typical.
Because this guy is supposed to, like, if you read the novel, he's supposed to be like emaciated and like kind of been like, living off the land all this time and all that kind of stuff. But then, of course, so Coppola's like, okay, I can work with this. I'll basically make you like a Jabba the Hutt kind of character. You've become a glutton and you've been, living in paradise now, and you've got these women around you. He's like, no, I don't want that either. So he shaves his head and he does all this stuff, and it's just, he just does what he does, and it just becomes the scene. And then Coppola, as usual, just kind of sits back and lets Brando do what he does.
Yeah. Vietnamese food is very slimming. It's insane that Brando.
Not if you eat the pig. It's really funny.
Hey, Six, I did see you a minute ago. Hi, how are you?
Oh, Six is here. How you doing, Six?
Yeah, she says she sent you something. So, and what's up, Tyrell72 as well too.
Yes, it's actually ironic you sent me that, Six, because but just before the show, Greg and I were talking about. I think I might have sold Andre on a Scream video, and I'm sure you remember Andre can't stand those movies. But we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Get to Scream stuff. But anyway, there's not much more to say about this. I am glad to see a documentary actually get the treatment like this.
Yeah,
I mean,
like 4K.
And they even went and took. I mean, not that it really matters, but they even took like the 4K scans from this to upgrade the shots of the movie in this.
Hey.
Okay.
Works.
Instead of using the 35 millimeter cropped versions, because this is in 4:3 otherwise. But then if there's shots from the movie, they just open it up to the widescreen, and it's just the shots from the movie.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, I mean, this has probably one of the more memorable Robert Duvall turns, because he's this crazy fucking general who wants to do nothing more than surf. And he's willing to take out this whole fucking enemy fucking camp just to fucking surf. And he just goes insane. And it's just like, because that's kind of the whole point of like the movie is Martin Sheen seeing all these different crazy elements of this war, as he's going through it all. And it's just one trip after another, in some cases literally. Like,
yeah. Who doesn't love the smell of napalm in the morning? So
reminds me of Victory.
Great movie. It's I'm glad that documentary got some, because that so many people have loved that documentary. It's like almost like you have to watch, like you said, you have to watch both of them just to get the full effect of the movie and stuff.
Well, and it's not like the version that's on the disc itself that you get with that set. If you get that version of it, it's not like that's not watchable. I mean, it's very watchable. It's just that the fact that they actually went to the care, I guess, is a better way of putting it.
Nice. All right.
So, speaking of, there was one other movie I could comment on that I don't have the disc for yet.
Go ahead.
No, you know what? I'll save that that because I don't want to destroy anybody's sales of that. Because people are going to buy it regardless. So
okay. So I guess I'll go to me now for my first pick.
Yeah.
This not really can bounce off of that with what I got, but
unless you wanted me to go with another one that could bounce off.
It's up to you. I know you got a little more
I
than
could
me.
do it real quick. I was gonna say yeah, because I got a ton more than you do.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why don't I do that and then you go?
Okay, go ahead.
Because speaking of the wilderness and the jungle and dealing with the nature, I guess is for lack of a better term, I decided to crack open the 30th anniversary edition of this classic film about another troop in the wilderness, Troop Beverly Hills, with Shelley Long. Now, I've seen this movie a bagillion fucking times.
That's like I mean, I know they say it's a girls' sleepover thing, but I mean, like,
I don't give a
you
shit.
were watching it too.
That's what I'm saying. This is where it's like there was no such thing like this shit like they do now. Like, no, if it was good, we'd watch it. Just like Clueless, right? Sure, it may have been made for girls or directed at girls, but guess what? A good movie is a good movie.
Yeah, it does.
And you know what else I found out, which is weird as shit, and that's probably why this is such a good movie? It's based on a true fucking story.
Seriously?
I did not know.
I didn't
after
know that.
all these fucking 30-some years that this movie's been out, did I ever know that not only is it based on a true story, a lot of the shit that happened in the movie did happen.
Seriously?
Yes.
I did not know that at all.
Because the chick who it happened to is the producer of the film, and she was talking to these other producers. I can't remember what movie they were making, something else. And she was talking about being the den mother of the Girl Scouts at the time and all the shit she was dealing with being the Beverly Hills troop mother. And then one of the guys is like, you got to make this into a fucking movie. And she's like, I was going through a divorce at the time and all this other shit. You know, so she's basically the Shelley Long character.
Right.
I mean, and yes, it is a dramatized version of it and it's all made up people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But a lot of the events actually fucking happened. Like they did literally go down on Rodeo Drive and sold like 2,000 boxes of fucking cookies in one day. And do that whole fucking thing.
Yeah. Oh man, I have not seen this movie in
It is a cute fucking movie. And yes,
years.
I mean, especially if you have daughters, it's definitely a movie that guys can kind of like introduce their daughters to because it has this great storyline of, you know, this mother she's very creative, but she's not the best mother. She's not the best wife, but she's in the middle of divorce. So she's trying to be a better mother and she wants to take interest in her daughter's life a little bit more. And her daughter wants to be a member of this group of Girl Scouts basically, but it's called the Wilderness Girls because they couldn't get the Girl Scouts rights, of course, because they're very big sticklers about that shit.
Big time.
Yeah, especially when it comes to shit like this. They're like, oh, no way can we have you showing us in any way, shape, or form like this. Because even like the Red Feathers are based on an actual troop too. And she even talks about how like that whole city was known for how fucking devious and underhanded they were, even with the football team. She's so like it's just funny how all this backbiting and and stuff that goes on with women. It starts at these young ages, right? It's just so funny and it's cute and it's you also got just a great cast here. And it's funny how many of these girls went on to bigger careers after this. Even some of them were big at the time, but then some went on to even bigger careers.
Yeah,
because the one girl went on to be on Entourage and other TV shows and stuff, and the main girl, of course, she was in The Wizard and some other stuff. She went on to be a musician after this and stuff like that. So I mean, it's got a great cast as far as you got Craig T. Nelson playing her husband. And
great cast.
Yeah, I know what's her face from Saturday Night Live. I keep forgetting her name, but she played Alfalfa. Shit.
Oh, yeah.
Mary Gross, I think it is.
Yeah. Man, I've not seen that movie in such a long time. I remember we watched it a lot when we were growing up.
It was on cable a lot, yes.
It was on cable. As a matter of fact, I think my my cousins, my female cousins, are the ones that showed it to us when we were a kid first, when they were babysitting us. So I think that's how I saw it first. And I mean, of course, that's how you see like movies growing up like that back then.
It's a good combo with like adventures in babysitting. And what made me think of The Wrong Guys was this movie. I'm like, wait a minute, where the fuck is, because that's one of the few movies that they actually allowed the Cub Scouts, I believe, allowed them to use the real thing. And for those who don't remember that, because it kind of came as a kind of a cyclone of like things to make me remember that movie, because I hadn't thought about that movie in like 20, 30 years. It was this movie and another movie I'll get to later, but like, yeah, so this actually has some special features. You get those
nice.
interviews that I just mentioned, really short, like deleted scenes. So like literally just, I wouldn't even call them deleted scenes. They're just little clips, more or less, of stuff that was trimmed. And yeah, and there's an interview with Shelley Long and stuff like that. So it actually gets a little bit of love, considering, I mean, I don't know how well it did in the box office, but I never even bothered to look. But I mean, it came out in a loaded year in '89, so.
Yeah, I know. Maybe it was one of the movies that just kind of blew up big on home video and stuff.
I think so. What I think was funny about it was because Shelley Long, being the former Cheers star, right, at the time, this year, the same year, guess who came out with another movie that kicked the shit out of this, probably?
Oh, 3 Men and a Baby, right? No.
Well, there's that, but the other Cheers star,
Woody,
the one that took her place.
Oh yeah,
Kirstie Alley with Look Who's Talking.
I was
one of the biggest movies of 1989. Yeah. So yeah, it was kind of like, oh shit, Shelley left to go do this movie career, and then Kirstie, I believe, who was still on, I think, Cheers at the time, if I'm not mistaken, was like kicking her ass at the box office.
It's funny too, because when you watch like the behind the scenes of Cheers, like the stuff, like documentaries of the years, is like one of the reasons she left is because she wanted to be a movie star. She always thought the show was sort of beneath her because she wanted to be a movie star. And she, and her most famous movies are playing the mother on the Brady Bunch outside of this movie.
As far as box office wise, I think you're right. I think that, and then I think Hello Again and this are probably her next in line somewhere in there, because she didn't have a whole lot of success. She did okay, but not like great, unfortunately. And then she had, I think she came back to TV for a while, if I remember right, too.
Yeah, and they even brought her back for the finale. So
yes, they did. Yes.
Yeah. Though I do love this movie. This movie also always makes me think of, like, you just made me think of the movie Bushwhacked as well.
Oh yeah.
Turn, you know,
that one's not as good, but I like
it's not good, but it's fun.
The Wrong Guys was the one that was like a counterpart to this. It's like, God damn, when is that movie going to get released? I guess it got an obscure DVD release that I don't trust.
Yeah. Sometimes those
I'm pretty sure it might be bootleg.
Sometimes people bootleg those, and you don't know, man. You just don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. There's like a foreign release too. Same thing. Could be bootlegged. I don't want to take the chance and spend $20 on a DVD that's literally just a VHS rip that I probably could find on YouTube.
Yeah.
Honestly, I wonder if you didn't. I was going to ask you if you didn't have it on VHS.
No, I don't have it. No, I don't have that one on VHS. I wish I did. If I did, I would let you know. But some of those are hard to find. Like even like that. That is a hard to find one. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can recommend it. Believe it or not.
Hi, Rick. How you doing? You know, Rick. Salute, Steven. Glad to see you out there.
I will say that being a Sony title, this does look really good for a Blu-ray. I think pretty sure this is a 4K scan of the negative.
It doesn't have a 4K.
It looks really fucking... No, it doesn't.
I'm surprised.
I am, but it looks pretty fucking good.
That's cool.
On the standard Blu-ray, so...
Yeah.
There was only a few times where I noticed any kind of like, because it doesn't, there's zero as far as I could tell, any DNR or any, like, it looks like a really great filmic, tons of grain. Once in a great while, the grain got so, I think, just too much to where like there's a little bit of compression. But compared to the digital version that I watched, or that I used to watch, because for the longest time this wasn't on disc, because this just came out for the 30th anniversary here a couple years back, but like, I used to have it on digital, and I don't know if it's the same scan or not, but that digital version looks like shit compared to this.
Well, at least it's got a good Blu-ray now.
The problem with Sony scans I've noticed on digital versions, guys, is because they don't do a bunch of DNR, guess what? The other end does a bunch of DNR shit and compression crap, and it just makes it look like a gwarbly mess. If you want to see what I'm talking about, watch like Seinfeld on Netflix. It looks like shit because of that, because their compression bullshit on one end is trying to compete with everything, and it's a fucking mess.
Yeah. Then
you stick in the 4K Blu-ray or the standard Blu-ray of Seinfeld, and you're like, world of fucking difference. Same thing here. It's the same experience I had with Look Who's Talking, because I was watching on digital. I'm like, God damn, all the fucking blocking and shit that's going on. And then I flipped over to the standard DVD or Blu-ray, and it's like, holy shit, it looks like almost like a 4K in comparison. Because it is coming from a 4K scan.
Yeah. That's why physical media is the superior format, people. That's why
even on Blu-ray, most of the time, it's going to look better than a 4K version on digital. Most of the time. Unless they're a completely different skin, and that may come up during the Scream conversation. But anyway, that's all I have to say about that. What do you got for us?
Okay, so keeping it lighthearted after that one, not so much Apocalypse Now, but keeping it lighthearted.
I've tied those fuckers together, didn't I?
You did.
But there is an apocalypse involved in this movie.
Yes, there is. Well, at least they think there is one. With Blast from the Past with Brendan Fraser and Alicia Silverstone, also starring Christopher Walken and
Christopher Walken.
He's so great in this movie too. It's like his dad. He literally. Okay, so I don't know if anybody's ever seen this, but this movie, it's great. I love this movie. It's a fun movie. Christopher Walken and Sissy Spacek are a married couple in the 60s, and he's basically a mad scientist. Basically, Christopher Walken is a mad scientist, but he's not crazy in the sense like he was to cause problems. He thinks like the world is going to come to an end, and it just so happens that they're having a party, and on the news the Cuban Missile Crisis comes up with.
It's like if Doc Brown had a brother.
Exactly.
Who was like extremely like not OCD, but what's the word I'm looking for? Pessimistic, maybe, I don't know, but yeah, you know what I mean.
I know what you're talking about. Yes, that's a great example because he is basically like Doc Brown, just if Doc Brown had a wife before, so like the Cuban Missile Crisis with JFK and Cuba and all that comes on, and so they send their home people away, and he had built this massive underground bunker to protect his family because that was the time,
there's a bomb going off.
There's a bomb. He goes, we gotta hide for 35 years.
That's how long it'll take before we can.
Exactly.
Surface.
That's how long. And so they go down there. They think something was going to happen because everybody was scared at the time. So he takes his pregnant wife, Sissy Spacek, down there. And it just so happens as he goes down there, a plane crashes into their house. And so it feels like a bomb and explosion went off. And so they lock. Right. So he sets his locks. Yeah, they're for 35 years.
This is one of the last New Line movies too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of the last New Line. Yeah, it's New Line.
Well, before they got completely taken over. I mean,
I think it's like still like sort of maybe. Is there? I don't see the AOL.
It's like Robert Shea or who's the producers on it?
I'm looking. I gotta find the producers. We've got Amanda Stern.
I was gonna say it was like 99, wasn't that when that came out?
Yeah, 1999. Yeah. We got Robert Zemeckis that's production designer.
Doesn't matter. It's definitely under
Rennie Harlan produced it.
Oh yeah, so it's definitely under the old school.
Yeah. But anyway,
Lord of the Rings. So
Lord of the Rings, yes. So like they get stuck down there for 35 years. He has a baby. Brendan Fraser is their son. On his 35th birthday, the elevator opens up so they can go up on top. Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken. I almost thought I just said, what's his name? Doc Brown.
Did you mention that Brendan Fraser? So he's basically been raised in this.
Yeah, he'd been basically
enclosed environment his entire life.
Yeah, he's been raised to think that the world was blown up from a nuclear war and that nothing, that everything's different up there. So he gets to go up after Christopher Walken goes up, and which is funny, he runs into a tranny, I guess you could say, and he calls him a mutant.
Actually, you can't say that on YouTube.
I know. I shouldn't say that. Which he does call him a mutant, and I'm like, oh, you could not do that today at all. At all. But anyway,
it's almost like he had Tourette's.
Yeah. But he goes up there and he thinks everything's crazy, and then he has like a heart thing. So they send Brendan Fraser up to get supplies because they think they can't go up because everybody's insane up there.
Mutants and shit, and
stuff.
Oh, there's Clark. We've only invited him almost every show, but now he shows up.
You need to come on sometime. So he goes up there and he meets Alicia Silverstone, and he just so happens that all the baseball cards they had from the 60s are in perfect condition. They bought stocks from IBM, Polaroid, and everything from the 60s. And so he just so happens to be a millionaire. Right. And so he hires Alicia Silverstone to help him get all the supplies for his family and to help him find a wife. And of course, he ends up falling in love with her. They don't believe him. They think he's crazy. And then it all comes. So this is the truth. This is what happens. So that's the movie. It's a funny movie. It's got great moments. Yes, it's a bit of a rom-com and everything. Yes, you did just turn into Blast from the Past. But it's got such great performances. And it's like Brendan Fraser and Christopher Walken are actually so alike in this. And also, I know some people don't like hearing this, but like, he's legitimately reminded me of in this movie. Well, I guess this would be the other way around. The guy that's playing Superman now reminds me of him in this movie. Like, they're spot on. They could almost be brothers. I guess you could
Well,
say
see, and
father
that's
son
why,
now.
you know, I mean, you and I actually understand that, right? Like for most
Yeah.
of Superman's career, he's been the gee golly shucks big blue boy
Yes.
scout. Like they don't understand what that means. It's like that's what that means.
Hmm.
It's
I
like,
mean, you watch that.
he's a
Brendan
big
Fraser could've
fucking
been-
dork.
Yes.
Like,
Brendan Fraser totally could have played Superman at that point.
oh God,
in time.
he almost
Totally.
did.
I know
He almost
tied on the
did. He
suit
was
and
like, I
everything.
think, pretty fucking close to Superman Lives, and I think Superman Returns. He was in talks for.
Yeah, yeah.
So like, I mean, I know that he was really close a few times to playing Superman. So
Oh,
yeah.
he would have been great as Superman back in the day. I think he would have. If apparently the scripts, so those would have been good script
I
movies.
just wanted to see No Man 2 for fuck's sake.
Yes, Encino Man 2 would be great with it, as long as they don't go stupid with it. But no, that's a
Buddy.
fun movie.
And Flyby, I think that's the one that was. Yeah, Brian.
Yeah,
thank
yeah,
you.
Superman Flyby. Yeah. Yes, he was. He tried on the suit and everything. I'm glad he's having a career resurgence. I really do think he.
I am too, but I was reminding somebody again the other day why his career sucks.
he did
It's
start
like
making
motherfucker
some
made a
things.
bunch of shit movies. That's why. It's not like they blacklisted him on like, because it's like, oh no, we just hate Brendan Fraser. He keeps making hits, but we're gonna fucking blacklist. No, motherfucker made shit like Monkey Bone.
Yeah, Monkey Bone and some other ones he started to make there at the end.
Like,
of his
dude, like,
run.
and what's that other, the jungle one he did? The fucking, the furry animal one? Like, he made some really bad fucking movies, guys. Like, it was almost like, I'm surprised there wasn't more Brendan Fraser jokes, to be honest with you, because the guy just couldn't, it's almost like he was a joke for a while. It was like, does he just take whatever cast off Adam Sandler decides not to do or what? Like, cause
What? It wasn't George.
no,
of the
no,
Jungle.
not George of
it
the
wasn't
Jungle,
George
the
of
furry
Jungle.
animal
That
one
is
with the
a huge
animal
movie.
thing.
Huge movie.
Yeah, but he did that too. George of the Jungle was actually during his height.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there was a time where he was great and he was doing some really good films, but then all of a sudden he started making shit like What was it? The one with the what the hell's it called? Bedazzled or whatever.
Yeah, Bedazzled is actually a fun movie, but
And I think that one did
It was
okay
a flop.
for him, but that being like that was like the beginning of the downfall, because then from there he did shit like Monkey Bone and
everything,
all that other kind of
yeah.
crap. And this one was one that was kind of like a highlight.
It's a fun one. It's a really good fun movie.
People forget that between all those fucking mummy movies, he made a lot of garbage.
and sadly, the Mummy 3 wasn't very good.
There's that too, yeah.
And which, speaking of which, I really, and this will, once again, I'm getting ahead of myself. I really wish I could get excited for the new Mummy with him and what's her name coming back. But do you know who's directing that movie?
Mm-mm.
Radio Silence is
Oh,
directing
God.
the new Mummy movie.
Oh, that's right. I remember hearing that now.
Yeah.
You're right.
And
You guys got to remember, he did shit like Dudley Do-Right.
yeah, Dudley Do-Right was a bomb. They thought that could be another George of the Jungle, but it was not.
Yeah. No. I mean, yeah, he had a few highlights, but he also sadly was in like that Looney Tunes movie, which tanked.
Yeah.
You know, so he just, yeah. But anyhow, back to where you were.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But no. Anyway, if you've not seen Blast from the Past, Brendan Fraser, Tyrell, that's who we talk about. Blast from the Past is a fun movie. It's got a great cast to it. Like I said, it's good. It's even got what's his name plays a gay character, and they don't really like rub it into your face. You know what I mean? I miss that with what is his name from Kids in the Hall? Dave Foley.
Oh, yeah, Dave Foley.
Yeah, he's at least, it's the typical trope, you know, of like, oh, that's the gay best friend to the hot girl that he falls in love with. Right. But he does it in such a way where he's funny and it's not like in your face or anything like that.
Right.
And Nathan Fillion is in the movie, a very young Nathan Fillion, I might add. And which is funny is because like, you know who that is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is funny because he's a really tall dude, and Brendan Fraser is so much taller than him. And I'm like, how tall is freaking Brendan Fraser?
He's big.
Yeah, he's a big dude. But no, it's a fun movie, and you know they have this great rapport between all these characters. It's like it's kind of just like this zany, out of the world, like, and it also makes you like, you know, because like,
Actually, looking at it, this is the last like bigger movie he did before The Mummy.
was it?
Yeah. And then The Mummy, and then Deadly Do-Right, Sinbad, Bedazzled, Monkey Bone. Like, that's where it started going downhill. And then Mummy Returns, which I'm sorry was shit. and then Looney Tunes Back in Action. Yeah, then that's where it ends, right there. Journey to the Center of the Earth and stuff.
Oh yeah, I forgot
later.
he did the Journey, and then The Rock
Yeah.
replaced him on the sequel of Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. But no, like this is like got a like
Then
nice
it's a bunch
little
of straight to video shit after that. Like, yeah.
up until the well, and then he came
Yep,
back.
pretty
to the well.
much. Yep.
Yeah.
Almost all of it is. There's like maybe
Yeah.
one exception or here and there, and that's it. Yeah, the nut job I think is the only exception.
Oh yeah, and didn't he do one with the Harrison Ford?
I don't see it.
Was
in-
almost that was almost a bigger movie, I think.
I'm not sure which one you're thinking of. Oh, Extraordinary Measures. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was right after G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra.
Oh, he's in G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
which that had to be awkward for him in The Rock.
Yeah.
And then he did Furry Vengeance was the one I was talking about.
Oh yeah, I remember that one, yeah.
And yeah, from there on out it's just a buttload of like straight to video shit.
Yeah. But now now he's back, so
That's what I'm saying. So like I don't feel as bad for him as everybody else did, because I'm like it's not like the dude like was making tons of fucking great big hits and everybody's like, "Nah, fuck him. We're going to take him out of rotation."
Sometimes though it does happen.
He took himself out of fucking rotation. Like,
an actor will do some really big movies and everything, and then they start to slip away and they kind of fade away for a while. It happens.
Yeah.
John Travolta. It's happened to John Travolta like 3
God,
times.
at least a dozen times. Yeah.
Between
him and Keanu, I think him and Keanu Reeves are having like a contest and who can have the most comeback careers.
Yeah, but most people forget Keanu Reeves and Johnny Depp too. Keanu Reeves was down and out before John Wick. You know, that was his big comeback. And it's not that
Keanu's done it a few times now. Yeah.
And it's not like I think Brendan Fraser is great. I love Brendan Fraser, and I'm glad he's come back. That's what I'm saying. I'm glad. I'm just like, just because he went away and did some crappy movies doesn't mean I don't like Brendan Fraser. You know, he does make an appearance in that one movie with David Spade. Speaking of which, where he's a TV star. I just thought about that. I can't even remember the name of that movie. Anyways, but no, Blast from the Past is a fun movie. It really also makes you like so many, like it's so funny because it's one of those movies, like even though it was in the 90s and it was in the 60s, it really shows you what life was like at a certain point in time, and then how different things have gone now in like the 90s, how much has changed, and how sometimes people are longing for that simple, gee golly shucks, mom and dad are married, living in the suburbs type of world. You know what I mean? But it's a fun movie. It's a fun hit movie. Yes, Airhead's an incredible movie. Airheads was before he was
that
famous.
One didn't help him either.
Yeah, that was kind of before him and Adam Sandler was famous. Before they were both famous. But anyways, yeah, that Blast from the Past. It's a good one. It's a good one. I liked it. I haven't seen that in a long time. Yeah, Josh Hartnett was one of them. He's on a career comeback. He was there for a minute.
I think he decided to just leave Hollywood for a while.
Yeah, I think he did, and then he came back.
Because he didn't quite go downhill like most people. He just decided up and like fucking just leave. Like,
Yeah.
It was just weird. I remember like some interview with him about that whole thing, but like, yeah.
Yeah, and some of them do that. Some of them, like, they make a lot of big movies or stuff, and they make a lot of money, and they're like, okay, I'm done right now. You know, I'm gonna spend some.
He didn't want to go to Epstein Island, maybe. I don't know.
No, I'm not. But yeah, check it out if you guys have not seen it. Great movie. Great movie. I have not seen The Well. I have not seen The Well. To be honest with you, I don't like A20. It's an A24 film, right? I don't like A24 film, and I know what it's a little bit about. To be honest,
I'm not usually the biggest fan of Oscar bait shit either.
Yeah, I'm not really like. I don't mind an Oscar movie, especially whatever, but sometimes a movie like that, I'm just like, not quite me. Yeah,
I'm talking about flat out Oscar bait, though.
Oh yeah, designed just solely for Oscar.
Yeah, exactly, and that's kind of what that movie feels like.
Yeah, he's the king of super expensive Blu-rays. I know.
Really?
This was cheap. Blast from the Past was cheap. George of the Jungle, sadly, has never gotten a Blu-ray.
I'd say a lot of his movies have never even got Blu-rays.
Which is ridiculous that George of the Jungle has never gotten a Blu-ray. That movie was a very, very...
Neither has Encino Man, as far as that goes.
Encino Man, yes, which is ridiculous. That's never gotten one. I think Bedazzled may have gotten one, but yes, that one is expensive. That one is expensive.
I was going to say, that one might be one that's out of print, yeah.
Yeah. I think that was,
Monkey Bone, I have a foreign version of it.
I think Monkey Bone might be an expensive one too.
I got an import of that, so
yeah. So yes, that's what I figured. That movie was mostly Oscar bait, which I'm glad he won an Oscar and everything. But you know, I'm glad. Uh, see, and also this is nothing. I don't like Aronofsky. I don't like Aronofsky at all. Plus, he's the guy that come out and just did the whole AI YouTube TV thing about the founding of America. That looks like shit. So I'm not a fan of Aronofsky's movie at all. So yeah, Looney Tunes. Oh yeah, I bet Looney Tunes is that one pretty expensive? I know Airheads. You're right. Airheads is big money because it was released by Anchor Bay. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. And The Wrestler was all right. The Wrestler was all right with Mickey Rourke. It was all right. That's probably about the only one I could say I really liked of his. So, what's up, Captain Krypton? Glad to see you out there as well. All right, Tom, if you're ready for your next one,
Sure.
How many do you got left? Because I know I got 2 before we get into the big.
That's where I'm at basically, and the
Okay.
one we have the same anyway. So like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this one next, and then yeah.
All right.
So yeah, I watched a full moon feature I have not seen in a while.
Ooh, nice.
I did have a plan, but then I realized something was up. So I'll get into that in just a second.
Okay.
But
Okay.
this is one that I feel like doesn't get enough attention, but it was probably one of Charlie's most inspired ideas, and I'm surprised didn't get a dozen fucking sequels. And that is Doll Man, starring Tim Thomerson, which was the other thing that reminded me of The Wrong Guys. Because I was like, what else have I seen Tim Thomerson in? No, that's right. And then the two just kind of... But anyhow, so yeah, this is a fun little romp. Short, quick.
Just like him.
Yep. But the thing that kind of stands out most in this movie, and I don't know if you've ever seen it before, or if it's been a while since you've seen it.
Been a while, but I've seen it.
Jackie Earl Haley playing the bad guy.
That's right.
My God. I mean, he is just fucking... I mean, he's having fun with it, but it's like, dude, like, you guys got your money's worth out of him. Because, you know, usually with full moon, I mean, come on. Let's be real.
Right,
like,
yeah.
Like, I mean, but this is a fun fucking romp. It is a fun little movie. What it's about is this guy from another planet who gets zapped here with the bad guy when he's trying to escape. But the difference is on our planet, he's only a third of our size or whatever. So yeah, so it's just, that's kind of the gimmick. But his gun he has is like this super powerful gun, so that evens things out a little bit. Again, I'm kind of surprised they didn't make a half a dozen more of these. They did do a semi-sequel. It was called Doll Man versus Demonic Toys, and I did start watching it, but it'd been years since I watched it, and I realized, oh shit, that's right. This is technically not just a sequel to Doll Man and Demonic Toys, it's also a sequel to Bad Channels. And guess what movie I don't have?
Oh, I got Bad Channels.
Yeah, I know, I need to get it. So when I can afford it, I'll watch Bad Channels, and then I'll watch Doll Man versus Demonic Toys.
Yes. I forgot about that as well, too, that to sequel to both.
Because that chick comes in, I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then I looked it up, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, never mind. Yeah.
I've heard Tim Thomerson is awesome. I know he's having some health problems now. I do know that from people within Full Moon. He is having some health problems, sadly.
Yeah.
But
I mean, really, this is just Jack as a little dude.
Yeah, it's pretty much Jack Death as a little guy.
This is a little dude.
Bad Channels is good though. I really
I gotta get that one. That's one I hadn't gotten picked up yet.
I got it.
Shit.
I got it early from the actual, because the last time I went to Horror Hound. Speaking of which, that's when I got it.
Oh yeah. Tiny Trancers,
Tiny. I like that. Tiny Trancers.
Well, I mean, it just opens up a whole world. I mean, yeah, cool, the demonic toys thing, but I'm sitting here going like, you know, you could add a dozen sequels where how many other things from other planets show up to Earth now, and the only one who can stop them is Doll Man.
Yeah. I'm surprised.
He's not a fucking midget. He's like a doll man.
I'm surprised they really didn't make. I guess maybe because he was more into the Trancers than he was in the.
I guess so, or just didn't make the money they were hoping, maybe,
or something. Yeah, because you would think like as many puppet masters there is, as many demonic toys as there is, as many Trancers as there is, as many subspecies as there is.
And it's an easy gimmick.
Yeah,
right.
It's easy to shoot that.
To a point. I mean, yes, back then it would have been a little harder, and they do cheat a lot, and you can tell they kind of cheaped out on a lot of things. But how hard is it to rent or get fucking props that are oversized shit?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like they paid that much attention to how the fucking, the scale of things, like, because there's sometimes where he looks like he's like a fucking 3 feet tall. There's sometimes where he looks like he's only 1 foot tall.
Yeah.
And then the things he's interacting with are like not to scale correctly. So it's like clearly that's what they did anyway. And what's probably how this came about, knowing Charlie, is they did some other fucking movie where they had something where it was like giants or people that were shrunk, and they just stole the fucking props and shit from that because he just came up with the idea.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just one of those most inspired ideas by Charlie. It's probably one of his better ideas, I would say. It just doesn't, I don't know why he just didn't milk it more.
It probably just, maybe they didn't, who knows? Like, so though, sometimes he decides to make sequels and he never makes them. Like,
Oh, I'm sure they planned on a bunch of them.
yeah, I'm sure they did. Because like even the one movie, which I really enjoy, it's a fun movie, Head of the Family. It's a great, fun little movie. He even on that and the old VHS, everything, he announced Head of the Family Part 2. He even filmed it with the like a thing with the head of the family and a woman that looked like the head of the family, like he was finding love. Never made a sequel. Never made a sequel to this day. And
He was always good at that.
So yeah, he's always very good at that. Very good at that. And Tim, I seen you where you say, dude, do you think Thomerson's down for one more? No, like I said, I know from people within Full Moon that he's not very well in health right now. So I don't think he could do very more. But I do want to say thank you to Clark the Shark. Thank you. We got to get you back on the show whenever we got to get you on here. Says for Tom $4.99. Thank you so much. $4.99 super chat for Tom's awesome shirt tonight. Ghostbusters as always, and Greg's awesome channel all day, every day. Appreciate it, man. Thank you, Collector Shark. I truly appreciate that. And as always, yeah.
That was me as a child.
Me too.
We meant Swamp Thing.
I was the kid next to him. Anyways. Doll Man though.
Yeah, it's fun. And I mean, it looks fairly decent. There was some compression issues here and there. The stereo soundtrack was a bit lackluster. The 5.1 is a bit overbearing. So it's kind of like I wish
Yeah.
there was a happy medium in there somewheres, but it's not too bad either way.
Yeah.
So there you go. No, it's a fun little flick. It kind of makes you wonder why it's rated R. Just mainly because of the swearing and the blood. Because otherwise, there's not like you're almost going like, I'm surprised they didn't try to go more of a kiddie angle with this.
They don't show do they show boobs in this one? I don't think they show boobs.
There might be some subtle stuff here and there, but I don't think there was much overt shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think this was one more.
Like I said, I'm like watching this movie going, why is this rated R? And then then all of a sudden an F word would fly out, and especially out of Jackie Earle Haley's mouth. But like that's kind of it. I mean, some of the violence, otherwise, it's just mainly about language.
Yeah.
Like I'm kind of surprised they didn't kind of go, you know what? Maybe we should just do this as a PG-13 and put it out as the kids side.
Yeah,
I forgot
the Moonbeam.
Moonbeam, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it almost feels like it would have fit in between the two worlds really well. But then again, it is what it is. It's fun. I'm surprised that Charles hasn't milked it for more.
I'm just really surprised.
Must not have been that popular, I guess, at the time.
Yeah. I'm surprised he never milked Bad Channels for more, to be honest with you. That movie, I mean, you could do a lot with that one as well.
Well, see, the gimmick with Bad Channels was Blue Oyster Cult music, and then the big gimmick with Demonic Toys is he brought in Quiet Riot, because that was kind of the whole tie-in with the Bad Channels bit.
Yeah.
So, like, he had that for a while. They were doing that kind of stuff when they were at their height. You know, and that's what kind of when this shit comes out. Like, that's kind of when they were at their best, is when you could tell that Charles was spending a little bit more money on.
Yeah, and he had that Paramount deal, so.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying, yeah. So, I mean.
It was good. It was good. It was good times. Those were the good Full Moon. Not that he doesn't make good new ones now, but they're not. Let's be real. As much as
A
I
lot
love
of
them,
times
they're
they're
not
just
like
mostly a
these.
gimmick,
Yeah,
yeah.
most of them they're like an hour long. Just most of them now they're mostly just tit shows, which isn't bad. Which isn't bad, but that's about all he does now. Uh, but okay. Um,
Well, just kind of live. There's a free Palestine fucking protest going outside of the Scream 7 LA premiere tonight.
oh, go figure.
Yeah.
You know what's sad? I mean, we're going to get to that, but you know what's sad is that some people actually, especially in the bigger cities, are really going to have to watch going to the movies because there's crazy ass people that will do stupid things to people. That's a sad state of affair, which might be a comment on part 5 and 6. Anyway,
Maybe.
maybe. Any
But
final
yes.
words of Man?
No, that's all I really got. What else you got?
Okay, so I watched. Speaking of music and everything, I watched a little movie called Eddie and the Cruisers.
I don't have that version. I think I just got the one with the first movie on it, maybe.
Oh, this is from Shout Factory.
Yeah, I have the, but I think it's just the Shout single. Maybe I'm wrong, but damn.
I didn't
I'll have
watch
to look
part
and
2.
see which one I got.
I didn't watch part 2, but I mean,
Oh, part 2 sucks.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't really like part 2 because it loses so much of the first movie that made the first movie so good. Not that Michael Paré or whatever his name isn't good. It's just you need the rest of the actual cruisers. You know what I mean? But anyways, this speaking of like how you mentioned earlier with the Trip Beverly Hills and everything. Well, I mentioned it about the Power Home Video and everything. This movie is eternally grateful for the Power Home Video and its killer ass soundtrack because this movie opened Eddie and the Cruisers, by the way, opened up at the wrong time. It was supposed to open at a different time, and then they pushed it, and it ended up opening at the wrong time, and nobody really watched it. And it actually was pulled out of the theaters after 3 weeks. But when the movie came out on home video and cable television, it got a new life, and the soundtrack that fall ended up going to almost number 1 on the radio charts and everything, and the charts and everything because people
On the
were
dark side.
on the dark side.
Oh, yeah.
Great, John Cafferty, hell yeah, man.
Because everybody thought it was Bruce Springsteen.
Could you imagine? It's true because he's sort of like a Bruce Springsteen type thing, but sort of like.
No, I'm not kidding. At the time, everybody thought that it was a Bruce Springsteen song. Until
I
they
believe
finally,
it.
Yeah,
well,
that's, I think part of the reason why it was so
Jersey,
popular. Yeah.
Yeah. But for those of you who don't know what Eddie and the Cruisers is actually about, okay, so in the 60s, there was this band called Eddie and the Cruisers. Eddie was a enigmatic singer from Jersey who put together this band of like misfits and everything, and he tragically died in a car wreck. And so you flash forward to the 80s with the Tom Berenger, who was the keyboard, and they called the Word Man, who wrote all the songs. It's him in the future, and that Ellen, what's her name? Ellen Barkin is a reporter, and she decides she's going to do a story on Eddie. And the hook is, what if Eddie is actually alive because they never found his body? And
Oh,
so
actually, I guess this is the version I have. I think it's the only one show did. Sorry.
Yeah,
My
I think
bad.
so. Yeah. So like her story, she goes about this as like, what if Eddie's possibly still alive because they never released his final album that they recorded called Season in Hell. And it's never been heard. And so she's going to go interview the people, and Tom Berenger, his place gets ransacked, and he starts going to each member of the band, and they flash back to when they were in the band with Eddie and the songs and everything, and trying to figure out if Eddie's alive and what happened to this lost album they recorded, because they only had one hit album and then Eddie died. And then it was much like the, like Rockstar, how those legends live on. It's very much in that. This is very much like I think maybe it was a little before its time, because it's very much like, all those movies that came out with like Ray and Walk the Line and all that. And then Dewey Cox perfectly, satired him and spoofed him. This was pretty much like one of those movies before. And then, you find out what happened to the tapes and everything. And it's like they relive a piece of rock and roll history and everything. So it's a really good movie. It's a really solid movie. Eddie and the Cruisers 2, which I didn't watch, but I've seen probably maybe more than Eddie and the Cruisers, because it was one that was always on TV, and sometimes you stop and watch it and stuff. But Eddie and the Cruisers 2 is just not as good because you lose pretty much the whole cast of the first movie, and Michael Paré, whatever, comes back, and he's great. He's great as Eddie, but like, which kind of spoils the ending. Once you say that, oh, guess what, guys? Eddie and the Cruisers 2, Eddie lives. That spoils the ending of the first movie. Sorry. But no, it's kind of like, yeah, you're losing everybody. What made the first one so good? John Cafferty does come back for the soundtrack, but the songs aren't as good as they are in the first movie. But yeah, it's a pretty similar. Maybe I had a little thing there with the looking back with the Blast from the Past and Eddie and the Cruisers, because they both took place like in the early '60s, and then flash forward to present day and how everything's changed. But yeah, there you guys go. I think these are still available from Shout. I don't think they're out of print. I could be wrong though. I mean, I wish we had some behind the scenes stuff and documentaries, because the first movie really deserves. It's MGM, so I guess Amazon owns these now, right? So the first movie and everything. So this movie really deserves a good scan and some good special features and stuff. No, it wasn't a huge hit, but it's like, once again, this is the power we talk about on it, like the importance of physical media and stuff like that. It's like, this shows you the power of this, because this was a movie that went in theaters, it flopped, and people rented it and watched it on cable TV, and it grew and grew and grew, and the soundtrack grew. People bought the CD and everything, which I do have the CD, I do have the soundtrack as well, and it grew from there, and it's lasted to this day. People are still talking about Eddie and the Cruisers, right? So, and how many movies are you talking about from streaming that came and went for 2 or 3 weeks on streaming and then just disappeared and you'd never thought about ever again, right? So that was like the power of like old school cable licensing and home video releases in the CD soundtrack. They played a lot in hand, so much you don't get that anymore at all. So check out Eddie and Cruisers if you've never seen it. I do recommend it. Great movie. Awesome to hear that your Excalibur came and Ben-Hur and all the presidents came. John Beagle, Dad, glad to hear that. Eddie and the Cruisers, they filmed the scenes in New Jersey at a hotel not too far from me there. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's cool. I like that media archive, Mike. It's cool. But all right, that's it for Eddie and the Cruisers. So Tom, do you want to do? You got the last one together, right? Or do you want to talk about the other one first? I don't know. Tom may have stepped away.
Like we have the one more that we were going to do before the stream ones. So
yeah, didn't you do the and then I got 2 Phantoms though? Like,
yes, I have 2. So
yeah, do you want to talk about the one we have?
I can start with the other one, and then we can do the one together if you want.
Okay, so go ahead.
All right. Well, I do happen to have the Hammer Phantom of the Opera in this 8 film collection, even though Scream Factory did put it out at one point.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually kind of impressed at how much I actually enjoyed this one.
Nice.
It is probably one of the better films. Now, I don't think it's nearly as close to the book as other versions are, but they kind of chose to make the Phantom more of a Phantom. Like, he's really more in the background up until near the end in the 3rd act. And this one kind of dwells a bit more on the love story, and it kind of helps. It makes the movie a little more watchable. You can tell that they threw a little bit of money at it. It makes the Phantom a very tragic character in this version. In fact, it even makes him a hero by the end. It's kind of weird.
Kind of like Phantom of the Mall almost did.
A little bit, but even more so. Like Phantom of the Mall falls into the same region, but this like really does by the end of the film, like literally they're like, oh, well, he's not, like, you can tell this was, because I think it was shot in 62. You can definitely tell it was the era that it came out was that flip, where you had from, the monsters were treated like, bad guys as opposed to the misunderstood, Quasimodo types.
Right.
Right. And that's really where this is coming from compared to the other versions that are out there. So that's the big difference overall. But it's, I thought it was actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be. There's no special features on this version. Now, I know the Scream Factory version does have more to offer, and it might be one I'll pick up eventually. If not, I'll just wait for a 4K edition. Yeah. It'll most likely come at some point.
It'll probably come.
But then to counter that, you and I both watched this version here, yes, with Robert Englund.
Which I really enjoy. So I know you did. So what's your thoughts? Because I really like this movie, and I heard you said you never watched it all the way through, whatever.
I've never seen it all the way through. I got two thoughts on it, or of two minds on it.
Okay.
I both love and hate it.
All right.
I love the, they moved it from Paris to London, kind of put it in that, Jack the Ripper kind of era, which I think was something that Robert either requested or was just part of the production and he was happy about. Whatever it was, either way, he kind of leaned into that. And it really does play up more of the grotesque horror elements of the original story.
Yep.
And from my research, this is actually one of the closer ones to the actual novel. So even though it gets a lot of flack for what it is,
yeah,
like I think even Robert Englund points out in the making of about how, the book is very brutal. And this movie kind of shows that. Now, I do think there is like a few extra killings in this version than there is in the, but that part of it being that we get the slasher version of Phantom of the Opera and you got Robert Englund playing the Phantom. Fucking brilliant. The part I dislike is the modern day bullshit. Like, why is this thing wrapped around in this stupid fucking story that makes no fucking sense? But then if you watch the making, you find out that this was meant to be the beginning of a franchise and that was supposed to lead into a sequel. So again, I can see why that's there, but if I was them, I would not have done that. I would have left all the beginning part out and kind of just left it open for the possibility that there could be something in the future, because as it stands, that really ruins a lot of the movie, because that opening like 20 minutes or whatever is grueling as piss. And the last half is just like, okay, we've already gotten the climax. Why are we? Oh, no.
I will agree with you on the last half of it too, because and how quickly it goes right back into where the climax should have ended in the first place. It's like, he gets her and he takes her back to his house and everything's like, okay, cool. Maybe she was dreaming. Nope, he's the Phantom, and it's right away, right back into it. So it's kind of like, why do that? Why make it that quick like that?
And I love how he just drops the massage right away. It's just like, now you know. It's like,
it's like, what? Already that quick?
And it's like, how did you know she was having this flashback and all this? That's the part that makes me go like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? So like the parts that are in, the 1800s, which they're never really clear what year it is, because I think at one point it says it's 1881 and then the newspaper says it's 1885.
Yeah.
Who fucking knows? But anyhow.
But it does have Bill Nighy in it, which is...
Yeah, it's actually got a pretty interesting supporting cast. Bill Nighy, the guy from Fantastic Four, is in it too. I forgot his name all of a sudden. Yeah, he played Reed Richards. I forgot his damn name.
Yeah, I forgot his name too, but I know exactly.
But yeah, so it's got a pretty decent cast overall. And I mean, England is great in it. Like, I mean, he chews the scenery, knows exactly the way to kind of approach it. And it's weird because I didn't get to watch it, but I got Dario Argento's Phantom of the Opera from I think it's in the late 90s from Vinegar Syndrome. That was one I was going to try and get into, but I fell into the Scream thing. But like that one, it's weird because I just kind of watched like a few minutes of it just to see how it looked. And it's kind of weird because it looks like the Phantom, they almost kind of got some of the look off of Robert Englund's version of it. It's really weird. Like, it's like, I've never seen that version of the Phantom outside of that one where he had, with the makeup on and the long hair, the ponytail and stuff. It's kind of a similar thing here to kind of make him look like a, kind of a, vampire-esque kind of look to him.
Yeah. And then they did the whole thing, like he sold his soul to the devil, Faust.
Yes. Yeah, the whole Faust thing, yeah.
And the chin they give him in that is you could see Robert Englund in it, but he also it's a very different performance, and it's much more. It's
cool because he has makeup on top of makeup in a lot of scenes.
Yeah. And even when he's sewing that skin to his face, it's really good. That's a really cool, really great practical effect. And it's like he was like a thespian, right? He was like Shakespeare thespian type, or at least he believes himself to be. So he gets to sort of play that a little bit as the Phantom in this movie, which I thought was really good because he chooses up. Like even when he gets with that woman and he goes, "Tonight your name is Christine," when he gets to hook her.
Yeah. I mean, it's totally not Freddy, right? Like you gotta keep, like,
completely
even though they
not.
tried to sell it as that, as you see, like even on this cover, if I remember right, I think this is the one where they actually have like the picture of Freddy. It's literally a picture of Freddy.
Yeah.
It's not a picture of I mean, it's a picture of Robert Englund, but it's not as the Phantom.
It's just like they used the Freddy and manipulated it a little bit.
Yeah, because I don't even. Does he even really ever wear a hat like that?
No, he
Ever in
never
the
wears
movie?
a hat at all.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Well, no, that's not true. He does when he fights those guys in the alley, but it's more like
okay.
it's not like a Freddy hat. It's more like almost like a pirate hat sort of type thing. You know, for that era. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's not like this though. It's not like the derby hat like this. So yeah, like you could clearly tell that this was manipulated. And I don't think they talk about it much in this, but I remember Robert addressing it in his documentary about how they kind of tricked him with that shit, and he was kind of disappointed with how they did that, because to him, like, this was him trying to get out from underneath Freddy, and here they're doing, you know, even in the radio and in the television ads, it's like, Robert Englund was Freddy, now he's the Phantom of the Opera. Yeah. They literally had fucking Paul or what's his face, Peter Cullen doing the fucking voiceover thing for that. Yeah, ironically. And so no, like, I wasn't doing that as just a accident. It was on purpose. Yeah. So, yeah, like they really tried to push that with it, and I could see at the time where that really probably turned a lot of people off. But they talk about, you know, in the making of how, of course, you know, it did horrible the year it came out, but I don't think they did put much behind it. I do remember when it came out, like it really rode the wave of the Andrew Lloyd Webber play, like to where they even said in all the, I mean, I'm sure they were legally obligated to at that point, but like they even said that it had nothing to do with the Andrew Lloyd Webber musical. Yeah. But the thing is, the only reason the movie happened is just because Menachem Golem found out that the fucking book had went into fucking public domain. He's like, let's go make a Phantom of the Opera. Yep. Who can we get in it? Fucking Robert Englund? Sure, let's do that. Yep. Like, that's really what it was. Like, and Robert said I think he made the biggest payday he ever made in his life on this movie. So,
and plus they contracted him for a sequel. I don't know if he
never got to make.
There was a planned sequel to it. So, and which
that
is
he
clearly
got paid for,
yeah. Which is like we mentioned, it was clearly set up at the end of the movie. Which it does kind of like, you're not wrong. I love the movie. I think it's a fun movie. I enjoy it very, very much. But you're not wrong. The ending, when she does come back to the present and it gets to that, it kind of negates a lot of what you just saw.
It's just stupid, and I don't get it. And you need to find out why. If you watch the making of 2, there's more than just the sequel. It's because it's also 2 scripts crammed together. Because they decided they had one script that was a modern day take, and then they had another script that was the Jack the Ripper take, and they just combined the 2. I just don't understand why they just didn't stick with the 1800s one, setting themselves up for this idea that, okay, the Phantom will live forever, right? And then, because that was the whole thing, is in the next film, his next protege wouldn't have been Christine. It would have been the kid playing the violin at the end.
Right.
So that was kind of the setup there. So it's like, okay, if you're going to do a modern day version of it, then do a modern day version of it. If you're going to do a classic version of it, don't do this combination bullshit, because it makes no sense. Because nothing pisses me off more. I don't think one of the stupidest movie tropes ever is when somebody gets knocked in the head or something, goes back in time. Yeah. Fucking hate that shit. It's the dumbest shit ever in a story you can ever enter. Right.
And then
like,
when they bring, because when they bring them out, they're like, was it all a dream? And then something happens where it's like, no, it wasn't a dream.
No, it wasn't a dream. But it's like, how the fuck does Robert Englund know that she's had this dream and all this shit? It's like, what the fuck does it, like, it makes no sense.
But outside of that, it is actually pretty good.
Pretty good. Like all the Englund stuff, the effects, the fact that we got kind of this slasher, and as I was going to say, of course, it did gain a cult following throughout the years, mainly just because A, Robert Englund, and B, because the Phantom freaks, right? Like there's a whole group of people that are just totally into, and I'm not one of them, but I've taken the dive into what I would say probably the most well-known versions of the Phantom. I no TV movies or anything like that, but I pretty much covered all the basic main big versions. I even covered Phantom of the Mall, which all those lists I talked about when I brought it on here negated to bring up. which I would
Right.
say no. That's if anything, it's more of a flat out, straight up adaptation of it. It's more along the lines of what the story, right? The basic story. So all the characters are there. The setting is just different. That's all. So.
Yeah. People love that Frenchman. Yeah. So I was interesting to hear your thoughts on it because I was surprised you had never seen it when you mentioned that last week.
I don't think I ever had all the way through. Like I said, I'm sure I've seen bits and pieces of it. It was one of those movies I always meant to kind of watch, but just never got around to. I do remember seeing it on the video shelf and thinking about grabbing it a million times.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, William, the Phantom of the Paradise never gets forgotten, which is a favorite of mine. But which kind of sent me down this path to begin with because I did that like 2-3 weeks ago.
Yep.
Maybe a month ago now. But like yeah, so. That one always gets brought up, but for some reason, Phantom of the Mall never does.
I wonder why. I mean, it's a good one.
And it's almost a straight up adaptation. Just, I mean, really, it's not even a satire in a lot of ways.
It's true. I mean, they just modernized it to the 80s and made it a mall. So
it's more of a slasher film, kind of along the lines of this, in a way.
Mm-hmm.
It's got Pauly Shore in his most normal role.
Buddy.
None of that.
Yes, I think that's the one that he was just talking about. Julian.
Yes, I'm working my way to that one. I was going to try to get to that one this week. I just didn't get to, so I got one more to get to, and that'll be maybe the next week or two. I'll get to it. Mm-hmm. I've heard bad things about that one though, so we'll see how good it is. Like. Because, see, that's the other thing. That came out the same era as his Dracula, and I was like, oh, shit, I never knew Dario did a Dracula movie. And then I see that it was, like, in the 90s, and I'm like, oh. So that means it has his daughter in it. And it's kind of the same thing as this here. And don't get me wrong, his daughter's hot and all, but it's his daughter, and the way he shoots her is weird.
She's...
creepier than Coppola and his daughter, let's put it that way.
It is. Well,
it's like, dude... You know she ain't wearing a fucking bra, and you just keep showing it and jiggles and
he knows
whatever.
It is weird, and if I remember correctly, she also got trouble for.
Yes, she had her own fucking
with the
Me Too shit, and she was one of the people behind a lot of that stuff. Yeah,
because she ended up doing her kid that played her son in a movie when he was 18 or whatever, when he was like 16 maybe.
I thought he was closer to 15, but you could be right.
Yeah, I can't remember what it. Yeah, but anyways.
That being said,
before we do that, Clark the Shark did. I can't find your post, but he did ask about the whole thing with because he wanted to know it. When Warren Beatty dies, do you think the Dick Tracy floodgates will open?
I think so because I think it will go into the public domain too around that same time ish.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, it's sad but true because I love his Dick Tracy movie, but because of him, we haven't gotten any other Dick Tracy anything, and it's his own fault. And he basically has made the character persona non grata amongst. Like you say, Dick Tracy to anybody, nobody's gonna know who the fuck you're talking about unless they're older than us.
Yeah. It's true. It's true.
They're gonna be like, what? What did you catch?
All right. Well, are you ready to rage it up?
Let's do it.
You want to show off?
It's our annual Screamathon.
It's
become a thing now.
Hey, and if part 7 is successful, it's going to happen again when part 8 comes out. So,
yeah.
So you want to go ahead and show yours off?
Let's start. Fuck it. Why not? I decided to bug up my butt Monday night. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to watch Scream. And it was originally just going to be Scream and only Scream. But you know how much I love Scream 2.
Yes.
So I had to. And then, of course,
Scream 3.
Scream 3. And I did watch Scream 4 again in digital. And this is one of those things where, yeah, the digital version might look a little bit better than this Blu-ray. Just depends on your internet, I guess. Because it is a 4K new version on streaming. But then I decided...
Tell us how you feel.
This pisses me off more than anything because you couldn't tell what this is, but at least on the disc, it says 2022 on it. Right?
They do that shit on purpose so people, when they buy that, they think they're buying the original. They do that shit on purpose because of that.
Scream 2022 or Scream 5 is, it's been known. Where to begin with this movie, Greg?
It's an absolute piece of shit.
Dog shit.
Dog shit. I'm sorry. I don't care if people like it or not, and you're allowed to like what you like. Like it. I don't want to take your enjoyment away from it, but it's a shit movie.
I hate this fucking movie with
Me
every
too.
inch of my being. And you know how hard it was to, because this is where everything came to a complete fucking halt.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I'm just cruising along watching all the Scream movies, right? Like just fucking boom, 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 boom. Get to part fucking 5. Literally 20 minutes in, shut that sumbitch off. I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I hate this fucking movie. I fucking hate it. So I go back into it again a few hours later. God damn it. I get another chunk through it. It literally took me 3 times to get through this movie all the way through.
Oh, man. I can't bring myself to rewatch it. It was just, I had one of the worst experiences watching it the first time around. I can't do it again. I just can't do it again.
And Mindy Meeks, whatever the fuck her last name is one of the worst fucking characters ever invented in this franchise. I cannot stand her. She is everything that we hate about the new fans. She is everything we hate about new movies.
Mm-hmm.
And this whole movie is basically what and you had said this too before the show. This is basically what The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker was to Star Wars. It's all these things, but the one thing this fucking franchise has managed to do with these 2 movies is what none of these others have, and it's all because of Jenna Ortega. I guarantee it.
Yep.
Is they actually have a fan base.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, this is the first time, because the Scream franchise is one of those fan bases where I don't ever remember having one disagreement or argument with a Scream fan ever in my fucking life. We will sit there and we'll wax for hours about the possible third killer. Who could this be? Is Stu still alive? Is he dead?
And even like with part 3, because so many people don't like part 3, you'll have an argument maybe with somebody about saying, well, why this why I like part 3 or this why I don't like it. But at the end of it, you're like, that's cool, guys. You know, it's no, you know what I mean? It's like you don't get into these big threatening arguments, which up until recently, I had no problems, and now all of a sudden I'm being told I'm a piece of shit, that I should
told
die,
to off yourself.
Told to off myself that because I don't like 5 and 6.
You know what? You can sit and spin, motherfuckers.
Right?
I even got into this with a few people about this. So like, yeah. I don't care what anybody says. This movie hates the fucking fans.
It does. It does.
It fucking well, let's be clear. It hates the OG fans. It fucking hates them.
Yep.
And it says everything about them that has made us hate these kind of movies, because they misunderstand us and they misunderstand the movies and they think they fucking know everything.
Mm-hmm.
And they're nothing but fucking late coming posers who don't know jack shit.
And they clearly didn't understand the first Scream.
They didn't understand any of them.
Yeah, they didn't understand it, which is funny because, like, I know you're talking about this, but I will share this because I didn't watch the Scream movie.
Yeah, I got that too. Yeah.
I watched Still Screaming, which is available on my Blu-ray set here. I had the 4Ks like Tom, but I was Still Screaming. And what's funny thing is they mentioned Wes Craven, and they mentioned that what really sells the first movie isn't the killings, isn't who's the killers. It's the story of Sydney and her mother and what her mother has done to bring this upon Sydney.
It's a twist of the sins of the past being brought, but it's very similar to his Nightmare on Elm Street story, but the difference is Sydney is the innocent, right? Yes. And in the same way, her mother is basically the innocent until what has been done to her has turned her into the town whore, right?
Yeah,
like that's kind of the whole tragedy of it all. And that's kind of the clutch. And he's not wrong. And there's a lot of elements, and I don't remember if this was in the Still Screaming or if it was in the other Scream documentary, because there's 2 documentaries on that set, which are really good. There's the biography about the first film, and then there's the one that's about up 1 through 3. And in the other one, I think it is that one where the Eli Roth brings it and nails it, because I've said it myself a million times. The reason Scream worked is because Kevin Williamson was our generation's John Hughes.
Mm-hmm.
He knew how to talk to us kids.
Yep.
He knew how to make something, and even though it was past my time, you were talking about Dawson's Creek last week.
Yeah.
That show was a huge deal because it talked to our generation so easily.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what John Hughes could do. He could create characters that felt fucking real, that you knew, that you were, right? Yes. And that's where Scream lived, is because we knew Sidney. Yep. We knew Stu. We knew, not only that, most of us were Randy.
Yes.
Right? Like,
exactly.
Literally.
Exactly.
Like, that was the first time I go into a fucking movie, I'm like, holy shit, that's me.
Yeah. A video store, movie nerd, everything. And then, like, you get to Scream 5, and they totally fucking miss the whole point of the story and what holds it together, and they go straight for the meta, and they go straight for the new, like, these are the new fans of these, and it's all about their fandom. You know what I mean?
So what Williamson brilliantly did, and he even did this to an extent with Killing Mrs. Tingle, or whatever the fuck it's called, Teaching Mrs. Tingle, and the other one he did, I Know What You Did Last Summer,
and he
knew how to take that John Hughes teenage angst story, comedy, and mix it with the slasher film.
Yes.
And not only that, he made these characters know what the fuck is going on. They're smart enough to know what they should and shouldn't be doing, even though sometimes they make those same stupid mistakes.
Yes.
But it was so meta and of its time, and it captured the zeitgeist in a way that it played in a way that horror never played before to the mass audiences. And people got to remember that it was a slow burn. That first movie came out up against Beavis and Butthead and got its ass kicked.
Yeah. And
they thought, this is it, it's done. Yeah, they opened it at fucking Christmas. And then word of mouth started getting around from people like me, and I'm sure Greg and other people were like, no, you got to go check out this Scream movie. Because I even went into it blindly with my buddy. We're like, let's go check out this Scream. It's Wes Craven's new movie, fuck it.
Yeah.
The trailers were kind of weird. We thought it was a Drew Barrymore. It's like, it's probably going to be, a little, we kind of figured it was going to be a bit MTV-ish. And it kind of is in a way, but not the way that we were thinking, right? Like, we were like, it's going to be kind of like, we thought it was going to be more like I Know What You Did Last Summer. Let's be honest. So, like, but we went into it and we're like, holy shit, this is not that. It's a whodunit. You've got this intricate story that's going on in the background with trying to figure out what the hell's going on with the past. You got these interesting characters you actually give a shit about. You even care about the fucking cop. Yeah. Right? Like, they even managed to make the cop one of the most enduring characters in the franchise.
Yeah, really. And then, oh my God, that's still pissing me off. But yes. Yes, they did.
Yeah. But taking it back to Scream fucking 5, where it's like, no, you don't get it. And the fact that you have Dewey go out the way you do was stupid as piss. Yeah. And it makes no sense. And don't even get me fucking started on the asinine way that you have the same fucking stuntmen playing these ghost faces all the time. Yet we're supposed to believe that Mickey Madison and fucking, all these little girls are fucking ghost face. No, he's like fucking
5'2",
way.
90 pounds. Yet somehow she's a 6-foot man that can throw David Arquette around like he's nothing.
Scream 4, they get away with it, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
This is why, and I know you and I are, you don't like Scream 4 as much as most of the fans do, but I appreciate it a little bit more every time I watch it. Because if you notice in the movie, if you're going through it, Emma Roberts doesn't do much of the killing.
Yes, mostly.
She even says that the other kid is, because she's basically using him as a little little sub, basically, like cuck, whatever you want to call it. And she gets really fucking violent near the end, and you could get to a point where you're like, okay, I can kind of buy that she probably did do some of this shit, because she shows it. Like, you can see the fucking
Sydney around like crazy.
Yeah, she's like whipping Sydney around and shit. And she's not a small girl. She's not as small as some of the other girls that we come to see. Like Mickey, what's her face, is like what, 4-5 foot nothing?
Yeah, she's like 5'2",
literally
5 foot. It's insane.
Because Courtney Cox is towering over her in the end scene, and Courtney Cox is shorter than David Arquette. So how does that math work?
Even Nev Campbell's taller than her.
Right. Well, I'm just saying, like, I'm going off of the the actuals here, right? Let's put this into perspective. And I even caught some shit in the first Scream, because it makes me wonder if it wasn't supposed to be Randy that actually stabbed Skeet Ulrich instead. I don't know if you ever noticed this. This is the first time I ever noticed this in the million times I fucking watched this movie. But then again, I don't think it is Randy. It's I don't know who it's supposed to be because it ain't fucking Sydney. Because the legs are fucking jeans and Converse shoes. And then the very next shot, fucking Sydney's got on black tight pants and fucking boots.
I never even noticed that.
And Randy has corduroy and something else on. So I'm like, who the fuck is this?
Maybe it was supposed to be somebody else that
I think it was just a screw up. I don't know.
Yeah. But the stuntman's pants or something.
Well, clearly, but I mean, it looks like a kid. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was almost like it was meant to be seen, but then you got cut to the next shot where Sydney takes off the mask and everything, and she gets whipped around the room, and she's totally not wearing those jeans, and she's totally not wearing those shoes.
Yeah. So, and that's another thing is like,
and it's not the normal black pants and boots either. It's Converse and blue jeans. That's my point.
That's weird. But that's also leads me to like speaking of like Ghost Dad Billy. And
don't even get me fucking started. We haven't got there yet.
I know. I'm like chopping his bits because I have like this thought in my head.
I haven't gotten done fucking beating up on Mindy yet because she has her big fucking speech.
Yes. Oh,
her big fucking speech.
Her Randy's speech is fucking annoying. It's so cringy.
It's everything that's wrong with these movies.
Right. And she talks about requels and sequels and
I'm sorry, the rebootquels, woman. I made that word up way before you came in with like, requels.
It's like nobody cares about the sequels. They all it's like shut up. You have no clue what you're talking about.
Yeah, because if anything, Scream 4 has gained a lot of, and you and I were talking about that before, how it's gained a lot of ground over the years, even though I think it did not poorly, but it did, I think, not as, it had a great opening weekend, but I don't think it stayed as long as the other films did. It just kind of fell off.
Yeah, kind of. Plus, also, like, that has the misfortune of sort of falling into the same trap of part 3 because they did oust Kevin Williamson off the 4th movie, and Aaron Kruger, who did most of Scream 3, came in and finished off the 3rd act of Scream 4.
And the 3rd film was more because he was so goddamn busy.
Yeah, that's what they
that now. And then I saw that in the documentary. I'm like, yeah, that's what I figured.
Bob Weinstein wanted to follow up Scream 2 real quick. Williamson and the rest of them are like, can we just get a minute? And he was starting Dawson's Creek and he was writing other movies and says like, nope, we're doing this movie. You're out.
I'll be honest. I did not want Stu to be the killer in part 3.
Which I don't blame you.
But now I'm almost ready to welcome it.
Yeah, now.
Because we talked a little bit about that too, not to get into anything possibilities of Scream 7, because I do know some spoilers have popped up online, but
I've been trying to avoid them.
I know Kevin has had that hard on for that for so long that he wants to either make Stu either still alive or he has a twin brother or even a sister plausibly, but like the whole thing is Matthew Lillard returning in what form we do not know. And
for those who don't know, Matthew Lillard was actually hired and paid to be the killer in Scream 3. He was actually hired and paid, but never filmed a damn scene.
Kevin was never clear if he was the twin brother or if he was never
an
died.
Actor or actual Stu.
But, I mean, if you go through the films, at no point do they actually ever say Stu is dead, but you would think they would have mentioned that. He was in a sailing silent somewhere. You know,
they make sure to mention over and over that she killed Billy, but they never say Stu officially died.
And then in part 6, they even have that line that pisses me off. The TV that killed Stu Macher, or did it?
Yeah. But sad. The fucking fan clubhouse. Clearly, if you do not get by then with that whole big horror memorabilia, which I know we're jumping ahead because I haven't even got to talk about Ghost Dad Billy yet, but like clearly all of them with who does that remind you of? Who has memorabilia from horror movies and stuff in their houses and who collect it and everything, and it just so happened would become, who are they trying to say would be killers? What's that remind you of?
I know, right? Well, I have I wonder if this Scream 7 is going to be a lot of what Williamson was going to do with Scream 3 redo.
Yeah.
Because for those who don't know what his Scream 3 was going to be, is the original Scream 3 was, the movie starts out with Sydney getting attacked and she actually kills the killer. But it just turns out to be some stupid fan.
Yes.
And that sends her spiraling and she goes into hiding. And then, of course, the new killer being Stu after, shows back up in Woodsboro, or Stu's brother, one of the two. He was never clear on which one it was going to be yet. And then that's kind of what sets everything back in motion, is that the killings start happening again for real. There's a real killer involved this time. It's somebody from the past who knows things about everybody and blah, 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 or whatever. Da, 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 da. And then it's revealed that it is either Stu or Stu's brother.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they didn't go with that, so they paid Matthew and said, see ya. I remember talking a little bit about that with Matthew, but he's like, yeah, I got paid at least, but I did manage my cameo in Scream 2.
Yeah, he didn't get that in there, yeah.
Because otherwise, that's what he said he was most disappointed. I think he kind of put it as, he goes, I wasn't so much disappointed that they didn't have me be the killer. He goes, even though I would always love to be the killer. He goes, but my biggest disappointment is I would have managed to be in all 3 of the films.
Yeah, it would have been, yeah.
Because because of my cameo in part 2, I'm like, oh yeah, and I mentioned that, and I was like, yes, that's a popular thing that people like to point out. Yeah, like, yes,
yes. But like back to part 5 with Ghost Dad Billy, which how I also know, which you can get onto that, which is also I know these motherfuckers did not get Scream and did not understand the first movie and did not understand what Wes Craven and Kevin, and let's be honest here, Wes Craven it really helped out Kevin Williamson a lot with these movies, because a lot of times Kevin Williamson was off doing something else, so Craven and him had to work together to change certain things. But it's very clear that Billy Loomis is a virgin in the first movie, and his whole plan after his mom left him, because
or in the very least is obsessed with Sydney. Let's be real.
He's at least obsessed with Sydney, whether he's a virgin or not. So I don't think he would have ever had another kid. It's like his whole thing is Sydney's mom took his mom away from him, thus pretty much ending his childhood. And so he takes Sydney's mom away from her, ending her childhood. And then his next whole plan is, with the murders and everything a year later anniversary, and is to also take Sydney's innocence from her, which he does. He makes her sleep with him in the movie.
Which, if you go back to the original whole impetus of his motive, is because they were doing great. Everything was hot and heavy.
Yes, he was
until his mom died, or until her mom died, and then shit changed, right? Like, so yeah, like it was this whole fucking thing from the start. And when you add and this is where I actually like Roman into the mix, and why I wish Kevin would kind of get behind it a little bit more. Maybe he does in Scream 7, because we do know that he's supposed to have some sort of something to do with it.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because at that point, it almost helps that you have that kernel of somebody, because I was always one of those people, like, we mentioned before about, on the message boards going, there had to be a third killer. It doesn't make sense otherwise. And having this illegitimate child works so well for this film, in compared to how it usually does with these sudden reveals of a former person in the that we didn't know existed before. It makes so much sense and brings everything together here, and almost makes Roman's character the most unique of all the ghost faces in a way too.
And I always thought, I mean, and like, once again, I know Kevin didn't write the third one, and he does have problems with everything, but it also works very well in what he set up, because one of his all-time favorite movies is Halloween, and he created his own Halloween. And what better way to have it all? I know some people get really pissed because, like, they love Billy and Stu. I love Billy and Stu. They're the best ghost faces. And yes, their plan was masterful. And I know some people get really pissed because they don't want to believe that somebody came along and taught them how to do this. But it works in the sense that, Halloween was one of the biggest inspirations on Scream, that her brother would be a mastermind behind
Well, it's funny is you can see like the echoes of H2O, which Kevin Williamson also did the treatment for, right?
Yes, he did work on that, yes.
Like, you have this whole idea, because like you just said, the first film, clear homage to Halloween, not even hidden. Like, it's straight up. The second film, the thing that most people I don't think catch about it, is that one's more of an homage to Friday the 13th, with having the mother be the killer. But that was always planned that way. See, because for people who don't know, like, he did write Scream 2 right after he wrote Scream 1, even though they had to change a bunch of shit because it leaked online.
That was a great line by Wes Craven, though, in that documentary. He's like,
you little fuckers.
You little fuckers. He goes, you may have thought it was funny, but you little fuckers earned a lot of work, made us cost a lot of work.
6 months worth of work, yeah.
So yeah, they had to change a lot of the script because it leaked online. Once again, I don't think fans were being malicious or evil in doing that. It's just they kind of get to
No,
this
but we
habit.
ruined it for ourselves
we
in a
did
way. And the
ruin it.
same
We
kind
did-
of shit with
yeah.
Scream 3 happened. That was another reason why it went the way it did, because that shit leaked online and then they couldn't get
Yeah.
Kevin to write it in, so they went the other direction. But, because I do remember a lot of that shit happening and being a lot of those boards.
Yeah.
But, you know, I played my part in it too, I'm sure. So,
But I mean, it was never like malicious or anything. It's just kind of like,
No.
oh, there's the script. And nowadays it's done with the fans of Scream 5 and 6 to get on that. Is like they're maliciously doing it because they hate these movies have made them hate the original fans. They look at us seriously as Richie and as Mikey Madison and as that whole fucked up family in part 6. They look at us like
I hate
that now.
part 6. I almost hate part 6 worse than 5.
Yeah.
In some ways. Like, that's the thing. It's like, okay, so Ghost Daddy is a problem. Like you said,
Yes.
well, let's be fucking real. This is the stupidest idea.
Let's Kenobi all of a sudden.
Well, yeah, let's even give you the fair argument that, okay, let's say he did diddle somebody else while, you know, in that early period, blah, 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 blah. What good would it have done to do this with the Ghost Dad thing? I don't understand it. Like, it makes sense to have a character like Sam, but this whole idea that she's like carrying around this, oh, I'm a murderer inside kind of bullshit. And it just feeds so much into this modern day crap. Like, I wish people would see that. Like, I've seen so many people that I respected and some people that I didn't so much defend these films, and I'm going, what fucking movies did you watch?
She's literally the Rey Skywalker. Who is Rey Skywalker? She's the granddaughter of Palpatine. So the villain of the Star Wars movies is the hero of the Star Wars movies now. So the heroes of the Scream movies is now the daughter of the villain of the Scream movies.
And the way he talks to her is like he used to be, he's supposed to be revered, like he was some sort of hero. Or something. It's like, no.
He's a good guy. That's the whole. I hate that. Like, there's always good in somebody now.
No. And this whole, like, you go get him, girl, like, bullshit. It's like, you know what? Fucking Adam, you owe them motherfuckers an apology, because that wasn't nearly as bad in fucking Texas Chainsaw as it is here with fucking this shit, dude.
Right.
Like, at least in Texas, it makes sense. Go get him, cuz. At least there it makes sense, man. Like, fucking here, it's like, what the fuck at this point? Like, you know what you need to do.
Yeah.
Good choice. Yeah. It's like, oh, yeah. Ooh. And then you even have the shot where it's like where it should go. Like, let's be real. If this movie was made 10 years ago, when she's sitting there going fucking apeshit crazy in part 6 on the killer, and fucking Jenna Ortega comes in and gives her that look like, bitch, you are insane. Right. And she stops. Like, that's the moment where you're supposed to throw the knife down and go, yes, you're right. I'm better than them.
Yeah.
Right? No, what does she do? She's like, go get him, sis. Like, what the fuck? Jenna Ortega shouldn't be like that. She should be the good part of this, right? She should be, if anything, the part of you that shows that you have a good side. Exactly. And then they make her mother a deadbeat for no good fucking reason. Yep. Like, they never explain that. Like, why the fuck did your mother just up and leave?
Like, because she was so in love with Billy Loomis that she never got to be with Billy Loomis.
No, that makes no fucking sense. The guy's a fucking psycho.
I know.
Who fucked you supposedly one night in the fucking, after he talked to you in the video store.
Yeah. And the fact is that they made Billy some kind of anti-hero. I just can't get.
I know, right? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
All because Sydney's mom screwed his dad and it made his mom leave. Also, it was okay that he killed her. That makes him a hero. We're all a little flawed.
Like, why would she be some tragic victim? She had no reason to be. Nobody else knew who her father was. She didn't even carry his fucking name. Which, oh my God! Did I want to fucking punch myself in the face over and over again when I keep remembering, oh, let's decide to give her the Loomis name while we're at it so she can be Sam fucking Loomis, right? Yeah. Like, that wasn't obvious as fuck. Yeah, right? You guys with the West names and all this shit. Like, you guys are getting way too into the point where they're actually talking about the movie as they're in real life.
Yeah.
It's like, are you that fucking stupid? So I hope to God Kevin is smart enough to look back on this shit and go, you know what? We can just write off Scream 5 and 6 as Stab 7 and 8.
That would be great.
And pretend that in this world, that's what those were. And the people actually did cameos. You can actually have a scene where Dewey goes, God, I can't believe I let them kill me in the last movie.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be great, because that is the Dewey. We need him back. And it's like I mentioned to you earlier. I did. I don't know if I mentioned it here at the beginning of the show or when we were backstage. Is like it's clear that the original cast of Scream, especially like Nev and even Matthew and even Dewey, they did not like 5 and 6. Yes, they were like Nev and them were. Nev had no business being in 5 at all. Sydney has
None.
no business whatsoever.
Absolutely none. And I've said that from the start. Yes.
Yes. They may
Her
have,
cameo should have been real simple.
Yep. Hello? Okay. Goodbye.
Ghostface is back. Does it have anything to do with me? Nope. Okay. See you later. Honey, we're going to go to the cabin. Click.
Yeah. Exactly. But
which is what she fucking did for part 6.
Exactly. They've all sort of taken jabs at these movies in a nice subtle way where they're not really, where you don't know they're jabbing them unless you're an actual paying, like, you know, well, David Arquette did come out and say he was very upset that they killed off Dewey a couple years later. He did do that in an interview where he talked about that. But like, even like I was just listening to Nev Kimball saying that she really wishes Dewey could be back in this movie because I really hated that they killed Dewey. But she does it in a way where like, because a lot of whether we like it or not, these movies were successful by successful directors. So like they sort of backhand them, compliment them at the same time to where it doesn't look like they're being like where they're knocking them, but they clearly do not like 5 and 6. You can tell. And I think that's the whole point of like why Dev came back and brought back Kevin Williamson and everything. She's really acting like the buffer that Wes
Nev
Craven
came
was.
back because $7 million.
That too. She gets $70 million. She brought back.
And let's be real, Kevin Williamson. Let's be real. That's what brought her back between those two things.
And she let him, and she's sort of like the buffer that Wes was to Kevin. Because Kevin, like I said, is a brilliant writer. He really is. And like you mentioned, he was like the John Hughes of horror and Dawson's Creek and all that. But Wes really helped him like, well, instead of this ideal, let's do this ideal. And then Kevin would go off and write that and come up with something great. So it feels like Nev is sort of that buffer this time because he did say she came to his house and they just rewrote the script together. So hopefully,
they're kind of like, yeah, it's he's the closest to a Wes Craven.
Yes.
And that to me was what was missing in Scream 5 and 6, especially of all the things we griped about, of all the things we bitched about. And we'll get more on Scream 6 because I got plenty to say about that fucking movie too. Is that they were missing the heart, and the heart was Wes Craven. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Him being there because he does for the Scream films what Steven Spielberg failed to do for Ready Player One.
Yeah.
And that is he gets out of his own fucking way.
Yep.
He knows who he is, but he's humble enough to say, you know what? I am Wes Craven, but it doesn't fucking matter. Yeah. I'm going to still poke fun at myself and all my peers with these films.
Yep.
And he did brilliantly. And this is one of the reasons why I respect Scream 4 so much is because it does everything Scream 5 is thinking it's doing, only better.
Yes.
And the best thing is it has the best line at the end when Nev says, never fuck with the original.
Yep.
And she doesn't mean the original film, right? You guys, this is where Scream 5 misunderstands. It means her because she has gained the respect of the audience is that she is the Jamie Lee Curtis of this franchise.
Yep.
Nobody you bring in is going to be better. I don't give a fuck if they're Jenna Ortega or not.
Yep.
Doesn't matter. Melissa Barrera, fuck her. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. She's a shit actress.
Yeah. So that's what gets me too. Is like Alva, everybody, as much as you can say, is like, she's literally
Jenna's
the worst
acting
actress.
Circles around that bitch. I'm sorry.
Pretty much everybody's acting circles around her.
And I don't mind the boy twin of the Meeks because he's just kind of there and he doesn't really do anything.
Yeah.
And I don't mind his, you know, and that's one of the things that's like, okay, you finally noticed that him and Jenna actually had a little bit of fucking chemistry in the 6th film.
Yeah.
But what is it with them keeping these pin cushions alive?
Right.
And I've read about this. They literally do it on purpose. It's like, then quit stabbing them so fucking much. Because at this point, there's no way they have lived.
Exactly.
Especially the dude, because he has been Chad or whatever the fuck his name is, because he's been stabbed so many fucking times. That there's no fucking way he could be alive.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest complaints. What's her name was complaining about that. Speaking of wits of Scream 4, some of the like I said, some of the cast members from the other ones were speaking out too. Allison, whatever, who's married to Dave Franco. She's in part 4. She's Sydney's assistant or something. She even spoke out about that. She said that everybody's getting stabbed and nobody's dying. They should have killed somebody.
Yeah, and the only one who actually dies is fucking Dewey, and it's like, what the fuck? That ain't fair. Fuck, if anything, Gale deserves to get it more than Dewey does.
That's what I was just.
And it would have been more. It would have been more tragic for Dewey, right? Like,
and nobody will ever convince me. I don't give a shit. Dewey would never leave Gale. Gale was his dream girl. He was going to stay with that woman, even if she fucking hated him. He was going to stay with her.
She would have left him.
She would have left him. She was,
and not just that. When he dies, that is the stupidest thing. He would never just leave them and go back.
Right? And then
that is the stupidest fucking move ever.
Dumb. It's so freaking dumb. He becomes.
I'm gonna go back and make sure by myself. I'm gonna make the biggest mistake in all these fucking movies that everybody says not to do.
Yeah. I mean, they made him doofy. At that point, they made him doofy.
They literally, like,
not doofy.
And Dewey should have been the guy that, like I said, if he would have killed she should have been the one to get killed right away in the beginning of Scream 5. Yeah. The opening should have been the killing of Courtney Cox on live fucking TV.
That would have been, I mean, as much as it would suck to lose Gale Weathers,
but
I think that is the more of
it gives Dewey all the motivation from here on out to always be there, to be the Sam Loomis of whoever the fucking Ghostface is, because I'm not going to just kill the guy that killed my love. I'm going to kill, and my sister, I'm going to kill it, because that thing has haunted me my entire life. You decide to pick up that mask, you're mine. Like, that's the way Dewey should be in this franchise, and that's what I love, is he could have been the old grizzled guy until the day he fucking died playing the Sam Loomis character in these fucking movies.
Yeah, and he was essentially, in this, he was essentially the Han Solo of, they made him a deadbeat Han Solo type character, and that's why like Scream 5 is The Force Awakens, literally The Force Awakens. And they even think, even though they like the next one I believe is like The Last Jedi, they thank Rian Johnson at the end of the credits of the 5th movie.
Well, you know why that is because they said that the Knives Out guy directed one of the Stab movies.
Yeah.
Didn't you catch that?
Yeah, I caught that. Which is dumb. Which
so almost dumb. Parallels this whole fucking thing going, you know, you don't realize how fucking meta you are now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
What's worse is you're quote unquote one of us making this movie and you're shitting on us. That's probably what pissed me off more than anything. Because first of all, you have the audacity and the gall to think that you could fucking take on the mantle of Wes fucking Craven.
Yeah.
Then you have the fucking audacity to come after the original fans, like, fuck you. Fuck you, buddy. And then the 6th film just carries that on even more. Yeah. Because like you said, it painted these guys that are basically obsessed with the whole fucking... And you know the beauty of Scream 6? If it wasn't for... You could kind of cut it all off. If it wasn't for the fact that they're bringing those characters back, it doesn't fucking matter. There's no real good reason to bring any of them back.
Right. It's true.
Like, their storyline is pretty wrapped up because the bad guy in Scream 6 is completely tied to the bad guy in Scream 5.
Yeah.
And I should say bad guys, plural, and it's that stupid fake out with the girl getting killed is one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever seen. None of it fucking works. Like, I'm sitting here going back through it going, how does this fucking work? So is he really a cop or is he not really a cop? And if he's not really a cop, then how the fuck did he fake it and make a fake fucking ID, go through all this shit, have a career as this fake fucking cop for all these fucking years when it was only been a year since the last movie? They flat out say that.
Yeah.
So they have literally planned all this shit in a matter of months. And they even play off like, oh, it was so easy to game this and do that. And literally, I just had to become a roommate with a guy named Chad. Yeah. And not only that other character, the fucking goofy kid, he's one of the worst red herrings ever because he's hardly in the fucking movie.
It's so bad.
Scream 6, how it manages to be worse than Scream 5 boggles my fucking mind. And it actually has one of the best openings of one of the Scream films.
Yeah, I did hear that.
I will give it. It has one of the most... Because you actually get to see the killer right away, and then the killer gets killed, and you realize that the real killer's killed the killer because they're out there fucking doing stupid shit. That part was actually kind of inventive and kind of like, okay, that's original, something we haven't seen yet. But from there on out, the movie goes to fuck. Yeah. And it is so obvious who the fucking killers are besides the fucking fake out with the death, which is so fucking stupid. It is so. It is. Look, I can buy the Debbie Salt shit. I don't give a shit what people say about Scream 2 all day long. Women are good at that. I don't give a fuck who you are. If they can just lose a few pounds, change a few things here and there, they look like a completely fucking different person.
Dye their hair, cut short hair, lose some weight, put different makeup, dye. You guarantee, and plus
some work.
Yeah, and Sydney never sees her till the end of the movie, so you never really.
They made that, and that's the thing is that Gail never really met her.
Exactly.
She's only seen pictures,
mm-hmm.
and she even says that. And then she had a little bit of work. She got lost a bunch of weight, dyed her hair, did this, did that.
Yep.
Boom, completely different person.
Yep.
That one I can buy because she just kind of pops up here and there, and at no point does she ever have like a news report that goes out anywhere. She's clearly fucking with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But in this sense, you're just like, what the fuck? None of this makes sense. Why have you done any of this shit other than your stupid son? Who was a fucking psycho, and you're clearly crazier than.
Yeah, so and like I mentioned to you earlier, this is literally once again to take it back to the whole start because these are movies that are seriously, and they never even give the main three survivors a scene together as well. Dewey, Sydney, and Gail never share another scene.
I never noticed that until you just said that now. Yeah.
Yep.
Gail and Dewey get like what, 2 scenes together, I think?
Yep, 2 scenes together, and that's it. And then it's all
because Dewey dies pretty early on. Like literally, Dewey shows up. They drive in a car. They go to the place, the hospital. And he gets killed. That's it.
Yep. And
it's like he does fucking nothing in the whole movie.
Mm-hmm. And then once they never do the main three, like the Star Wars three, like that. And then the final thing in the sixth movie in the Scream fan room is just like the Snoke throne room battle scene with Kylo Ren and them.
Did you even notice that they took away Courtney Cox killing Mickey anyway?
Did they?
Look at it, because she goes, "You want this one?" Yep. And she gives her the gun, and she shoots her, and she goes on fire just like she does. Which I swear they must have a stunt woman who looks exactly like her. That's why they keep doing this with her, because it's just like the end of the Tarantino movie. Because she flies on fire and she does the whole screaming thing, and then she's dead. Yeah. But then when she gets back up, who shoots her?
Sydney.
No.
Gail, right? No,
Melissa.
Jenna. Oh, Melissa. It's been a long time since I've seen 5. I hate it.
Yeah, so it's like, fuck, you didn't even let her have that.
Yeah.
She didn't even get to kill the bitch that killed him.
Yeah, she doesn't even. Yeah, that's true. That's right. Now that I remember, yes, that's right. Because Jenna comes out or Melissa comes out, and does that. Yes, that's right. And she doesn't even get to kill Dewey's killer. And they take that from her as well.
Exactly. I'm like, what the fuck, this movie? I'm like, just fuck it up its ass. And then Kirby in part 6. Fuck you for doing what you did to her. Because Kirby was one of my favorite fucking characters.
Yeah, I really liked Kirby in 4. I really, really did.
And I don't mind what you did with her here, but then just kind of the whole, she's just fucking wasted here. And why is she alive? Like, what is this obsession with bringing people back that are supposed to be dead?
Right.
Like, even though you never showed us that they were necessarily dead, I don't give a shit. She got fucking hacked up in a horrible fucking way. It's a sad fucking fact, right? She's the one hero that didn't get to live in any of these fucking movies. Because guess what? She was supposed to be the remake queen, and it didn't happen for her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, watch Scream 4 again, and you really see what that movie is saying. It's saying, fuck remakes, fuck reboots. These aren't going to happen anymore. Not in the Scream universe. And what happens in the next fucking movie?
They reboot it, remake it, but somehow it's a sequel as well.
Because it's a fake out on who's, like I said, because you think Emma Roberts is supposed to be the new Sydney. No, she's not. Kirby technically is, but Kirby dies. Because why? Because there is only one fucking Sydney.
Right.
That's what the movie is saying, in my opinion. I don't give a shit what Wes said afterwards. I don't care if the fans and I love her. Don't get me wrong. I love Kirby. But she had to fucking die. Why? Because she is not the new Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
There is no new Sydney.
The thing with the matter was, like, with what Kevin came out and just said about his original plans for Scream 4, 5, and 6 that he had planned. Did you see that?
No, I did not. What did he say?
He came out and so Jill was supposed to survive and get away with it all. And they were going to follow her into this 5th movie where it was going to be like Scream 2 again, where she's in college and she's the new Sydney. And now there's a killer who knows that she committed the killings and killing the people around her. And she has to figure that out so that she doesn't get revealed. And then he said, and then the 6th movie would have focused on Gale and Dewey would have died. He would have killed Dewey, and Gale would have moved on. And then the killers were coming after her and her new boyfriend, and it would have been like Sydney from part 1. That was his plans for Scream 4, 5, and 6, the original plans. That's why I said the 4th movie was taken away from him, because they brought in the guy that did part 3 to rewrite the ending of 4. But that was his plans. And that's why I said, that's why Wes Craven was vastly important. Yes, like I said, Williamson is a incredible writer. He captured the pulse.
I don't like that ending.
Yeah, I don't like that ending either, but that's why Wes was there. And that's why Dewey and all them lived, is because like when we watched that documentary, Still Screaming, Wes loved these characters, so he kept letting them live, where Kevin kept writing them to die.
And to go back to what we were saying before, I mean, that's all David Arquette.
Yeah, because he loved David Arquette.
Dewey, because the original Dewey in the script is more like Patrick Waterburn is in part 3.
Yeah, he's supposed to be an older man too, they said.
Yeah, he's just supposed to be like an older, doofy, dirt kind of like muscle-bound idiot who gets killed. Because that's the gimmick, is always the cops always get killed.
Yep. But
as the filming went on, and because David actually originally read for Stu and for Billy. And he said to Wes, I can play this young, but I'd really like to sink my teeth into this Dewey character because I think I could do some interesting things with it. So a lot of what Dewey is David Arquette.
Yep.
And Wes just going, yeah, go for it. And Wes really really leaning into this childlike nature that David has about himself that you can see in all of his movies, and you can just see when you hear him talking. And he does have this very kind of like eternal 12-year-old kind of thing going for him, right? Like, and it works so well as Dewey. So
yeah. And that's why, like, even in that documentary, he says he told David Arquette, like, when they're putting you in the ambulance, give like a thumbs up or something so people just know you're alive. Because that was Wes. They
shot it both ways, because they shot it as the script said, and then he's like, because they had this weird feeling, because there's a lot of weird things about this movie, like, it kind of feels like it was almost meant to be this way when it comes out this way, but like when you kind of go through the story, because the movie wasn't even called Scream until way after the fact.
It was called it came Scream after they filmed it and wrapped it.
Yeah, it was called Scary Movie initially, and so even like the fact that Stu says it's a Scream, baby, it was completely had nothing to do with the title. It wasn't like he was injecting the title into the movie or anything like that. It just so happened to be that they just decided to. And you know why they picked Scream, which is completely a Weinstein thing, and it's fucking hilarious. But it works so well. It's just so weird because it's so fucking stupid, though, as to why Harvey picked that name. Because it was the #1 song on the charts by Michael Jackson on that day.
So that's why he picked it.
But if you think about it, it fits so perfectly with that mask, because that mask like reminds people of the Scream, the painting, so it all comes together perfectly.
Yep.
And I love it, at the end when Courtney Cox says it all started with a scream over 911 or whatever it was. So even then, they totally didn't realize that they had it right in front of their fucking face the whole time.
It worked.
Even though Scary Movie does work as a perfect title for it, I don't feel like people would have taken it as seriously had it been called that. And I don't mean because people associate now with the whole parody of it, but I just mean then, I think it just still would have had too much of a tongue-in-cheek nature to it. Because I think that's where, the thing is that I was getting to earlier is the reason why Scream films did so well, and the original fan base is a bigger fan base than most horror films, is a lot of normies went to see these movies.
They're very accessible.
Exactly. They expanded beyond the horror fans. So that's another reason why I'm wondering how the newer films kind of are gauged overall. Because, sure, the last 2 made money, but that last one, I think, didn't make nearly as much as part 5. From my memory, but this one's doing a lot better. But you also have Courtney Cox in it too, which helps.
Yeah.
So
and
people are getting pissed about that.
They do. I know you keep asking it, Brian Barth, and yes, I know you asked earlier. Yes, you should check out the Scream movies, at least the first 4. I do have hope for Scream 7. I do too. Kind of wish they would have found a way to retcon 5 and 6.
I hope they do in a weird way. You can still do that. Like I said, the brilliant way to do it is, and you could even still have the twins in it. And it would make sense as to why they kept living. Because they were just fucking movies.
That would make perfect sense if that was it. That was true.
If we just come into the beginning of the movie and realize that Scream 5 and 6 were actually Stab 7 and 8, brilliant. Like I said, you just literally have like, you know, everybody commenting on how they can't believe they talked them into playing themselves in these movies. But it's like, then you just have Courtney Cox saying, well, yeah, but you know, we made $8 million. It's like, well, you did.
That'd be great. I
mean, or some shit like that. And there you go. Boom. That's all you need to say.
They did kill off the actress that plays her in Scream 3 in the movies. So, what's her name? Parker Posey, who plays Gail Weathers in the Stab movies, was killed off.
Well, she was supposed. See, Scream. That version of Scream 3 never happened either. Is what we got to remember.
Yeah.
So, like, because Dewey was supposed to be the killer, I believe. If I remember right. And then, and Gail was supposed to get killed in Stab 3. But I don't think that version of Stab 3 ever got made. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because they killed them all.
Yeah, well, no, because Roman never got to finish shooting it. He was never actually making a movie. He was making his real life movie.
Yeah.
But then by the time we get to the next few movies, you know, we get the whole, like, you know, Stab kind of talk, especially in the beginning of part 5 and shit like that. So it's like, okay, there is a movie within a movie universe here that you could play with a little bit if you had to, right? If you really wanted to, like, just nonchalantly go, yeah, that was that thing we did and we were stupid to do it. You were smart enough not to do the other Stab 7 or 8 or whatever, Sydney at least. Yeah, they didn't offer me enough. That's all she's got to say.
That would be nice. I mean,
and it's all in joke too, right? Like, it works. See, that's the way Scream. That's what these movies are missing, right? Like, they're literally commenting like we're in a movie in the movie. But it's like, you dumbasses. It worked better in the first few films because you had the lines like, you know, at least you got David Schwimmer playing you. I got Joe Blow Nobody. Like that kind of shit. And then the whole, like, Jennifer Aniston's body, but her head type of joke, because that was a thing that, like, you had to have been there. But those things playing into that kind of made them real in a weird way, but like it was meta at the same time. Them doing it meta, and I keep saying it twice on purpose because that's what Scream 5 and 6 are. They're literally meta. They're like basically when you make a copy of a copy. Yeah. You know, there's Steve in Multiplicity.
She touched my puppy, Steve.
They're number 4 or 5, whatever number he is.
Yeah, because they were trying to copy what they thought made Scream. That's the thing, and like you said, yes,
they were too meta. Yeah,
they were too meta. They were trying to copy what made the first Scream a success, and trying to remake it in the sense of like saying, okay, here's these crazy fans of the original Scream trying to remake Scream because they don't like what the Stab sequels have been doing and how they would stop being based on true events. So they had to create a true event, take it all back to the first movie to bring it back. And it's like, no, that makes no fucking sense whatsoever.
No, because they already did that in part 4. See, this is what I keep going back to. It's like, did you motherfuckers not watch part 4? You have one of the characters in it that we actually like that you kill in this movie, but did you actually fucking watch it? No, because at that point, that movie does all the same shit that you're trying to do now. Literally, the killer is making the movie.
Yes, exactly. And that's the whole thing is like, that's how you know also know they didn't watch part 4 because all they cared about was saying that people only liked the first movie. And so they were only trying to be the first movie.
And then the whole thing with Richie, like, oh, and he even made his little Scream movies and shit like that. It's like, or scary movies. And it's like, motherfucker, that's what the killers in part 4 were trying to do. Exactly. Did you not watch it? Am I the only one who watched the fucking movie? Like literally, the whole idea is that they're so meta in part 4 that the rules have changed and flipped over on themselves, right? Like, because now you're in the remake realm, right? Like, that's the whole point of part 4. But part 5 tries to re-comment on that, plus adding all the fucking reboot shit that we've had in the last few years. Like, even though she calls it a requel, no, it's a reboot-quel. And the fact that it is called just fucking Scream.
Yeah, just like the Halloween.
And it makes no sense because it's not rebooting anything, though.
Exactly.
Like, that's the thing that makes absolutely no fucking sense. It's not like it's disregarding anything that's come before. No. It's just another fucking sequel. It just happens to be that much later. It's a legacy sequel at best. It's not a reboot-quel. It's not a requel or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Yeah. Right? It's a fucking meandering piece of shit that wants to shit on the fucking fans and shouldn't exist. And now we're stuck with this 7th film that I'm sure is just because Kevin Williamson knows he's got to appease both sets of these fans. You know he's going to acknowledge that it did happen regardless.
Yeah.
Even though they may not bring the events up and certain people, the fucking twins are there, so you know it's gonna.
And Dewey's not in it unless maybe they're hiding. Either they're really hiding something in this marketing that we haven't seen because they can't show it.
I've heard that there's a lot of cameos that have been hidden, so I don't know. But
yeah,
they could also be flashback shit too, for all we know.
yeah. Or I've also heard possibly AI. So
Well, either way, they still have to.
yeah, they still have to be in the movie. Yeah, but no, I'm trying not to be spoiled because I'm not looking up anything.
I've already had too much, and I'm trying to stay away. I've got my own theories, and I want to stick with those for now.
I'm hoping to maybe see the movie tomorrow. If not, I will be seeing the movie Friday.
This fucking movie, yeah. So by the way, I actually have 6 in 3D.
Ooh. Go ahead, get into your rant on 6 because I know we.
I didn't even know they did this in 3D until I saw this, and I never even watched this movie technically until last night for the first time. Because I did watch it when it came on Paramount Plus, but I literally like skipped through most of it. Like I just kept fast forwarding through it because I got the gist of it. It's worse than I thought it was. Like I thought it was bad just in the skipping version I watched, and this is worse than I thought it was. It's a fucking horrible movie. Like it makes part 5 almost halfway decent in a weird way. It's just like it reminds me of Halloween 5.
Oh,
that's how bad it is.
It's
like,
bad.
Like, why does this movie exist? Like, why are they doing this shit?
Because 5 made money.
Why is like everything about this movie just makes me go no, just no, more no, and getting this memorabilia shit and stuff like you were talking about, like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like
they're collecting all these Ghostface memorabilia because they're fans of the original Ghost, and then that also goes against. Speaking of which, that also goes against their reasoning for the first Scream 5 is that the fans only liked the original, but yet they collected all the Ghostface stuff from all the Ghostface, all of them from 2 and 3.
Yeah, and how lucky did they? And well, not only that, it was how they explain how this thing came together is so fucking convoluted too. So supposedly they did it, but put it under these other retards' names.
Yeah,
that's my understanding. So okay, whatever. Like I said, they managed to pull all this shit off in a matter of months. Right? Because this is all predicated on Richie is their son.
Mm-hmm.
And also we're led to believe that at no point did Melissa ever meet his fucking family.
Yeah.
At which point we also have to understand that Richie's entire goal from point 1, which he admits to from the start, for those who don't know who the fuck Richie is, it's Dennis Quaid's kid's character from the last one.
Yeah.
Is that his whole thing this was his plan from the start. And so his family is basically trying to avenge his death and finish his plan.
Mm-hmm.
It is so fucking asinine.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
Because none of the shit that they do makes any sense or could make any sense. Like, I was like, okay, at first because I totally spaced out that I had watched it all. You know, I know I watched it all, but I couldn't remember all the ins and outs from when I skipped through it before. Because I remember it was probably so batshit crazy then that I fucking flipped out and just threw something. But, and then just trying to block it from my brain. But I'm watching it now going, because I'm like trying to go through the whole movie. I'm trying to remember Bailey. Was there any Baileys that got killed? I know there was no killers with the name Bailey. Because they kept talking about the son that he lost. So I knew it, because I remember he was the killer. I knew that the one cop was one of the killer, and I knew the girl was, and that's where I'm like, okay, so what the fuck? I must have skipped past her getting killed before. And then the one kid I knew about too. So I knew who all the killers were throughout the movie this time, but I couldn't remember all the intricacies.
Right.
But as you're going through it, it's like none of it makes fucking sense. Because I'm like, the only way this could make sense is because I forgot that the person that the kid that he lost was Richie. Not, I'm sitting here going, wasn't it a kid from one of the earlier films or something like that? And just blames because she's the daughter of. I'm trying to remember from when I watched it on Paramount Plus, and then I'm like, no, that's why I said this is worse than I remember. Because it's like you actually watch this whole movie as a whole, and you're going, none of this makes fucking sense. How did they pull this shit off?
Exactly.
This isn't like Randy. This isn't like Stu and Billy, right? Like where even if they had, Roman to help send them down the path and all that kind of shit, right? Like, this is, like I said, they literally had to have turned around and changed their names.
Yep.
He had to get a job as a detective.
Yep.
Not just an officer, a detective under this false name. She's gone to college now, Jenna Ortega has, and her sister's moved with her along with the twins.
Right.
And they
For
have
whatever
this
reason.
For whatever fucking reason. Which, I'm sorry, like I said, Chad should be dead.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure the sister should be too, but I think she got hit less. So like I was like, okay, I'm not surprised she survived, but
yeah.
I wish she hadn't. I don't care that she's lesbian. That part's ancillary. The part that I don't like is she just thinks she's the audience now. She thinks she's the Randy character and she's not.
Yeah, I know.
She may represent the new fans, but she sure as fuck don't represent us.
I think they so desperately thought she would be the new Randy / Kirby, and I don't think it did not take on. As far as I was concerned, it did not take off like they thought it was going to take off with her.
Yeah, and I mean, if anything, you killed off your chances of any, like, because, like, all you got is Courtney Cox in this movie. She's barely in it.
I think she's only in one scene, right? Just one scene.
No, like 3, I think, altogether.
Mm. Like I said,
yeah, she doesn't play
these movies, so.
Or maybe you're right. Maybe it is only like one.
I think it's
I thought
just
it was like
one
3 scenes.
But I don't know. I don't. Like I said, I didn't like these movies.
I just felt it was like kind of sprinkled throughout the film until her main big sequence, and then maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is all in one bit, and I'm just misremembering it. It's just cut up with other stuff, but no. And then the ending, just in the way they do with Kirby, like I'm sorry, she didn't. There was no indication that she survived. And even though Wes had mentioned that, yeah, you could kind of consider that she could survive. Like, it doesn't. I don't like that. It's like killing a character. Either kill a character or you don't kill a character.
Right.
And it's funny how some characters can die from one fucking stab wound, but yet Chad Meeks can get stabbed 50 fucking times
and live.
and live.
That's insanity. That is insanity. See,
you're not even the first ones to bring a gay character to the fucking table either.
No,
we had
they
that
did
in
in
Scream
4.
4.
Yeah, and they even do that because like Wes saw that coming too, because like when that character gets killed, it's like, you can't kill me, I'm the gay character. It's like,
well, there's a question of whether or not he's really gay there, because he goes, if it helps.
Yeah, if it helps. But even still, like, that was sort of like ahead of the curve, because nowadays you can't kill the gay character.
No, all the rules that they have in Scream 4 are now. Right? Exactly. Like, that's the thing. And that's what I love about that movie, because it's like, no, you don't, they got it then, but now it's like this other thing. And sure, it doesn't wear the woke cloak like a lot of things do, but it's there. It's dug in deep like a fucking tick. It's in there. And the way that they treat these characters, like we were saying before, is it's not a healthy version of a hero.
No,
I'm sorry.
Not.
Sam Loomis is not a good person. She's not a great character to follow. And there's no real good reason for her to be this way.
No.
Because she's not even aware of who her father is until like whatever point when she said she was like a teenager or whatever it was.
Yeah. And then how would she even know? And then, yeah, okay. Well, she's seen like the documentary they did about, the True Stab documentary about Billy and everything. It's like, how the fuck would she even know what Billy looked like? And how does she know?
There was no video footage as far as we know. I mean, maybe, but people got to remember, back in the 90s, it isn't like now. Like, unless you actually had a video camera, there's not a lot of footage of a lot of people from that era.
Yeah.
So it's not like there's a bunch of YouTube videos of Billy up there from his Facebook or anything like that. No.
And he just so happens to be wearing the exact same shirt and clothes and everything that he did the night he died. And that's how she sees it.
Well, I get it. It's that's the other question. Is it really his ghost, or is it just her fucking crazy ass fucking visions? And
so are you telling me that Billy saw people too? That's why he was crazy, because he passed that on to his daughter. He was seeing people. Because
that was the one line that made sense in the whole movie, is how like that one chickie poo and the sixth one goes and runs in the family, doesn't. Like, boy, isn't that the kettle calling the fucking, or the pot calling the kettle black there? But like, yeah, I mean, grandma and the dad, both were fucking nuts. Yeah, and you can clearly see where it runs in the family. I'm not gonna lie there, but that's where, you know, like, it doesn't make any fucking sense to have it just doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't. And even
then you have. Everybody knows that's the worst kept secret in the fucking world, too. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Everybody fucking knows, but her.
Somehow everybody knows that she's Billy's daughter, except she could never figure it out. Yeah,
fucking Sydney walks up and goes, "Hey, I know who you are."
Yeah.
How the fuck do you know who this little bitch is? No fucking way.
Yeah, I knew Billy cheated on me and had a kid when we were together back in the day.
Look, I got friends that got kids that if I saw them outside my house right now, I couldn't tell you they were their kids because I haven't seen them in years because they look different. I wouldn't be able to tell them. There's no fucking way. Yeah. Sidney Prescott goes, "Oh, there's Sam Carpenter. I know her." Walk up to her and go, "Hey, Sam, I remember you. You're my dead boyfriend's daughter." Yeah. You know, the one that tried to kill me.
Yeah.
That is the worst fucking scene in the whole fucking movie.
So dumb. It is so dumb.
Their interactions are so fucking stupid and cringe.
When we really start breaking down these movies, they get worse and worse the more we break them down.
I'm sorry. And I'm sorry if I had the daughter of a fucking serial killer like that. Yes, I would keep that from her, and I would keep it from the rest of the goddamn world too. And I'd be thanking my fucking lucky stars that I got married to somebody else and they took his name.
Yeah.
And I'd move the fuck as far away from Woodsboro as possible. None of that makes fucking sense.
And you know what? It's like, that's also how I sort of know they're not, because it's like we talk about Scream 3 with the Sydney's ghost mom that she sees, right? That's also how I sort of know they're not Wes Craven literate or whatever, because that section, when you watch that documentary about Still Screaming, that section of Scream 3 with Sydney's ghost mom that she sees was written by a woman.
Oh, God.
Because they had two writers for Scream 3. Aaron Kruger was the one that did most of the writing for
I know
the
the chick,
movie.
too, yeah. The producer of Avatar, yeah.
And they needed somebody else to come in and write for some because they said Bob Weinstein took Aaron Kruger from them, took him off the movie. And they were almost done, so they brought her in, and she came up to fucking ghost mom shit.
Proto-woke bitch, yeah.
Yeah, so who are they copying? Are they copying Kevin Williamson, Wes Craven, or are they copying that chick? Think about that.
Well, at least you can chalk that up to Roman was doing that.
Yeah, pretty much, yes. Other than that one dream sequence she has at her house before Roman knows where she is.
That's just a dream, so that's fine.
Yes.
But Roman could have, at least being the guy that he is, could have come up with some movie magic to fucking do that. Like that I can buy.
Yeah.
I can explain that away at least. But yeah, this whole ghost daddy bullshit doesn't fucking work.
It doesn't.
If it was a character that was a good guy, I could understand it. Maybe even Stu.
Or even
because you could have Ghost of Stu being like, you know, I was duped into this whole thing and blah, 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 blah. But even then, it would still be fucking stupid.
I mean, you could even have done. It sort of was already built in. It could have been Randy's daughter, because what does Randy say when he said he had sex with that girl in the video store? Yeah. It could have been Randy's daughter, much like they were saying, like with the Star Wars when they were theorizing, it could be Obi-Wan Kenobi's granddaughter.
Yeah. Well, technically, it was supposed to be.
It was supposed to be, but no, that's Palpatine.
She was either going to be a Skywalker or a Kenobi. That was what J.J. Abrams had in mind.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, if you watch The Force Awakens, because this comes directly from like Rey herself. What the fuck's her name?
Yeah, I know
the actress.
I don't know.
Yeah, in an interview, she said flat out, they told me I'm either a Skywalker or a Kenobi.
Yeah.
And they were leaning more towards a Skywalker. And I said, you watch that scene in The Force Awakens where Rey says, I've never seen so much green in my entire life. Han gives Chewie the most guiltiest fucking look in the world. And why else would Han leave the fucking Millennium Falcon on that planet?
Yeah.
That's the only thing that makes sense to me is that's his fucking daughter. And it would make sense that would be the same kind of shit. You can see where JJ was going with this.
Mm-hmm.
It was clearly going to be not twins, but brother and sister. And the brother never knew the sister existed.
Yeah.
And they hid her. Why? To hide her from her brother, just like they hid Luke from his father.
Yeah, you could clearly tell that's where they were going. But
that's where JJ was headed with this.
Yeah.
And Empire was going to be it was all going to parallel the first 3 movies, and we'd probably been better off. What's funny is that it's irrelevant here because the Star Wars films and the Scream films now are even more parallel than they've always been. Because the first 3 films parallel Return of the Jedi, Empire, and and Star Wars quite a bit. Especially with the introduction of a sibling we didn't know about. It only handles it better than Princess Leia.
Exactly.
Right? But now we're getting the same shit with The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi and all that kind of business with Scream 5 and 6. Let's just hope that Scream 7 is more like The Mandalorian. Daisy Ridley, thank you.
Yeah. Let's hope. I just hope, Scream 7 is good. And I hope there's a way to move on from 5 and 6 or retcon it, or just like maybe just even ignore it if that need be.
I think they're going to mostly ignore.
I think that's what they're going to do.
I think that's kind of going to be the plan, at least. I'm sure there'll be some mention of Courtney Cox missing Dewey.
Yeah, but Dewey needs to be alive.
I know. I wish they could just do that somehow. I wish Kevin, I could have got a hold of, because I don't think that's what it's going to happen. If I could just got a hold of him months ago or a year ago and been like, look, dude, this is all you got to do. Just do this.
Yes,
who cares about those fucking other fans? Fuck them. They're all the old fans are going to come back.
Yes.
Just don't even fucking worry about this.
Yes. I kind of think, I know Kevin Williamson is a gay man. I know that, but I think he's kind of based because.
Is he really? I did not even know that.
You didn't know he's gay?
No.
Yeah, he is a gay man. Yes, he is a gay man.
Did not know that.
Yes. You wouldn't know because he doesn't flaunt it. He did not one of those people. So I think he's kind of a based is because a lot of the casting he's done for this with like Sydney's daughter and which I know you didn't like her much in that one show, but is like he's a fan of the Taylor Sheridan universe. He's fans of all those shows, and he cast her because of that. And also, apparently, Sydney's got 2 little daughters in this too, and they were also on one of the Taylor Sheridan shows.
Well, they're trying to make so the Scream 5 and 6 fans are trying to make this big. They fucked up with her daughters.
Yeah,
it's like, well, God forbid, maybe they actually canceled your movies. Booyah! But no, that's not.
Which is also. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you watch Scream 5, it's pretty obvious that she's pushing around the youngest of probably 2 or 3 daughters.
Yes.
Because she says, I'm going to get Mark and the girls and blah, 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 whatever she says. Yeah. So, meaning there's more than one kid.
More than one, exactly. And what's like, they're throwing a fit over this is like, because they were like doing the math because her daughter's supposed to be 17. They said, well, that means Sydney had her, she should have had her in part 4. And there's no mention of her.
So?
It's like, yeah, she's on a book trip. She doesn't need to mention her daughters. Also, a deputy blonde chick there would have had a baby, which would have been her son in Scream 5, and she's fucking hitting on Dewey.
It's because if you realize, I don't know if anybody realizes this, and this is how those fans get around this. Scream 6 actually takes place in 2026.
Yeah.
Meaning Scream 5 actually took place in 2025.
Yep.
That's how they get around it mathematically.
That's how they get around it. Yep.
Which makes no sense.
It doesn't. But like they're complaining, like they're using this as like, we gotcha, OG fans. What's up with this? Sydney's daughter should have been in it. Well, yeah, you're forgetting that Billy Loomis shouldn't have a legitimate daughter.
No, actually.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, actually, if you think about it, let's see, considering Mark was supposed to be McDreamy.
Mm-hmm.
And he was up until they couldn't sign whatever deal they could with him, and they didn't even bother changing his fucking name or anything since they already said his name in the fucking 5th film.
Yeah, they
just gave her a new cop husband with the same name.
So yeah, just changed his last name, Evans, Mark Evans. But no, that's like also like they fail to realize that Billy.
So let's be real. That movie took place in 2000. Mm-hmm. It's 2026. She could logically have a 25-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
But that's not her husband. We find out it's a different guy. So guess what? 17, 18-year-old is pretty logical.
Yep. It makes sense.
She probably met him 5-6 years after the fact. Like you said, she was on a bucket book tour. She's not going to mention her kids. She was already on a book tour when this shit happened.
Yep.
There was no reason for her at any point to mention her kids and husband.
Yep.
So. And really, Sydney has so little to do in Scream 5. I can understand why she's like, fuck y'all in Scream 6.
Exactly. Like, I'm out. You ain't going to pay me, and you only want me to be in like one scene. I'm out.
She's barely there. Like, I mean, she's written in a way she could have been written out.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing is it's
What was I say? Which makes me wonder if they didn't have two different versions where she was and wasn't there because in case she couldn't get her.
Yeah, but they did. But that's also like it still gets me too, because like nobody bothers to mention like the blonde deputy that's hitting on Dewey in part 4 would have had a newborn baby almost. And who was her husband? Where was that baby? How come that's not brought up? But it's okay that she has a son in 5, who's named Wes.
Well, actually, no, it's about right because it would have been because if we're going even by the actual years in 2022, she has a 16, 17-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
That's plenty of time. She met somebody after Scream 4.
Yeah.
People forget Scream 4 or what year or Scream 3? No, yeah, you're right. Scream 4 was 2000 No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Because that was what, 2009?
Scream 4 was 2011.
2011?
Yeah.
It was that late?
Yeah.
Wow, I thought it was earlier than that.
No, it's 2011.
So yeah, so that's only... So 2011, she'd had another kid. Let's see, if he was born in 2012, 2022, he'd have been 20 years old. So yeah, she had plenty of time in between there to have another kid. Or have a kid and him be only 16, 17 in that. That makes sense. That one does, actually. If I think about it now, right? Because it's 2022 and yeah.
If you do that bad, yeah.
That makes sense, but no, she wouldn't have had a newborn in Scream 4, no.
Somebody was saying that the other day, and I was like, that makes sense.
No, because if he's only supposed to be 16, 17 in 2022, then that means he would have been born in 2014?
Yeah.
Right? Or no, you're right. What the fuck am I doing?
See,
I'm missing a decade. You're right. Why didn't you correct me?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, your math is like math. And
you're like, you gotta fucking remind me here. Yeah, I'm missing a decade here. Okay, so no, you're 100% fucking right.
I know.
That's
you were me there for a minute.
Yeah, because I keep thinking 2000. That's why, because I kept throwing myself off. For some reason, I kept thinking Scream 3 came out in like 2004, 5, or 6. I don't know why.
I know. Yeah, it's 2011. So like,
no, it was 2011. You're right. Yeah, it was a few years. You're right.
You would have been 11-year-old.
Yeah.
From 11, so it's not possible.
You're right.
Yeah.
Well, she could have had a kid because it looks like she's a single mom. I mean, she doesn't ever mention a husband.
And that's true, but they never like.
Maybe she's just a little hooer.
They never they're too busy. It's like, oh, so how come Sydney didn't bring it up in 4? What's up with this? And it's like, well, she would have had a kid too, and she never brought it up.
True.
You guys don't care.
So I can buy it, but like, yeah, she just wouldn't. Like, again, why would you bring this shit up in the midst of the moment? Like,
yeah. But anyway,
sorry, fuck that. I'm a little high. No, fuck Scream 6, fuck Scream 5. Hopefully Scream 7 works.
Yeah.
Because I was so disappointed rewatching these movies again, going, God damn it. They had such a great series, one of the few horror franchises. And that's the thing, is like that speech, that's what kind of pissed me off about her little speech. It's like, yeah, you could apply that fucking speech to many of the franchises of that era, but not to Scream.
Yeah.
Scream was solid all the way through, pretty much.
It's pretty solid. I mean, even for the ones that weren't considered the greatest in 3. Let's face it, 3 is considered the worst, which I don't hate 3. I actually do like 3 because I think it has a really good, solid ending to it, and I do like Roman.
Yeah, I like Roman. I do. And he's probably one of my favorites of the... He makes the most sense.
And I really think their final confrontation in that film is an incredible cut because it's the most serious part of that film, and it's the most emotional part of like. But
it's also kind of funny too.
Yeah, and when you watch that documentary, you find out why Scream 3 is so funny is because of Columbine.
Well, no, but I mean, like the way they just start fighting like brother and sister.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Like they just fall right into it. Like,
they do, and that's something that I like.
Why can't you just take responsibility for once in your fucking life?
Yeah. They fall in right into the brother sister thing, like real easy, real quick. Like yeah, I believe these two are related, even though they've never been around each other.
Yeah, they clearly have something there, and then like. You know, just the whole thing kind of plays out really well. I really like that whole thing with how it goes and this the idea of, you know, Roman being, and he does have a legitimate gripe, but he's taking it out on the wrong person, right? Like that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
And he already took it out on the person he wanted to, and frankly, that didn't do it for him, evidently.
That's a psychopath, you know. They think they did their problem, and then they keep moving on to, well, if it wasn't her problem, then it's her problem now that's causing me to have problems, which works. But that's what, like, once you find out.
But it goes to show you how stupid he is, right? Because, like, even though he's pissed at her because she got the quote unquote life he didn't, he's a fucking film director.
Yeah, and she's been attacked by serial killer after she
her whole
lost
life.
her best friends, lost her mom. You know, it's like, so that's the perfect life he wanted.
Motherfucker is too dumb to even turn around and go, shit, I actually got it pretty fucking good.
Yeah, he's got the good life while he purposely made her life bad. But no, see, like I have, after watching the documentary and stuff and remembering all these things, is like I have so much more respect for Scream 3. I know it's looked down upon by a lot of people, and I truly do get the complaints, but it's a miracle that movie was made, considering they scrapped Kevin Williamson, scrapped his thing, they brought in different writers, they were forced to make it funnier than the other movies. That's why it's so much funnier, is because like they were scared of the whole Columbine thing, and so like they made them do that.
That actually changed a lot of shit in the movie. Yeah,
exactly.
So,
and that really went against what was.
In fact, I think they use very few guns. In fact, I think it's one of the only times until Roman at the end.
Yeah,
where he actually uses a gun finally, because which because Ghostface is one of the few where it is kind of jarring to see Ghostface with a shotgun in part 6, but it's like, oh yeah, Ghostface was always used guns, so it's not like you know, an abnormality, but. It's not. The thing is, you got to remember, is Ghostface never uses guns usually when he's in the ghost face, though.
No.
It's always after they take off the mask.
Yes.
There's always a pattern to it. Yeah.
Yes. It's true.
So that's why it felt off in 6 when he shoots the shotgun. Like, no, that doesn't feel right. Something's off here.
Back to my point about the original cast sort of taking jabs at these movies, is that's Matthew Lillard came out and said he did not like seeing Ghostface running around New York with a shotgun. He said
it just didn't feel right
to him, and that's because, like I said, they have these little jabs at these movies, but they do it in a way where it's like, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, it makes sense because if you watch all the movies, at no point is Ghostface ever as Ghostface.
Yeah,
have a gun. It's always after they take the mask off. Then Billy had the gun, and Stu had the gun.
Yep.
Same thing with Scream 2. It's then when Mickey had the gun, and same thing with Scream 3. That's when Roman had the gun. You know, anything. Same thing with Scream 4. Honestly, I don't even know was there much guns for Scream 4 until.
I don't think there really was.
I don't think there was until. Is there any at all at the end of Scream 4?
No, because they electrocute her and everything.
But I mean at the party. No, she has a gun eventually. I think though Emma Roberts does.
Oh yeah, because she shoots the wall with it though.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm trying to remember, is that the one where they have this? No, I think it's Scream 5 where Sydney has the safe in the back of the car and she gives her the gun. Okay, so I don't think Sydney has a gun in part 4, but I think Emma Roberts had one.
Yeah.
That's where, if I remember right. But yeah, no, it's always when they take the mask off. It's never before that. So seeing him with the shotgun do that was just kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like a lot of things in Scream 6 feel off. Like I know they're trying to emulate Scream 2 with the college thing, but
yeah.
Scream 2 had nothing to really do with the city outside of that one scene.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. You want to change a pace and put Ghostface in this. It doesn't fucking work.
Yeah.
And then putting it on Halloween on top of it just makes it even dumber.
Yeah, because it's like you know, Halloween inspired Scream. So what if we set it on Halloween?
Well, they just did that so you could have a bunch of people running around with Ghostface masks. That's all.
Too. Yeah.
To make it who's who and who's the Ghostface and blah blah. It's like,
it's
the fucking 10 minutes that Jason took Manhattan is better than this shit.
Yeah, maybe that's what they were trying to go for a little bit.
I mean, it kind of has that feeling about it, but at the same time, and I get it, and I'll give them that much. I will give them at least enough credit for trying a completely different setting of sorts with the city aspect of it. Because even though they're supposed to be in college, they don't really show shit of the college aspect of it.
Right.
They even make that point about it, right? That they're remaking the sequel, right? But it does kind of get into some of that stuff. I mean, overall, there's probably elements of part 6 that are better than part 5, but just still as a whole, and the way it concludes is so fucking stupid that you can't give it any credit beyond that.
Yeah.
And I will say, at least by the looks of the film, okay, Scream 5, this is an up-converted 4K. So for anybody who knows, it doesn't look horrible, but I think they actually did the whole film thing with it, where they scanned it out to film and then rescanned the film. That's what it looks like. This one is a native 4K.
Okay.
And there is, actually, this does noticeably look better than the 3D version because the 3D version is compressed. So, like, that I will give it to, is that and for some reason, this one actually has Dolby Atmos. This one they didn't, for some fucking reason. This one's DTS 7.1. It's not even TTS-X. It's just DTS 7.1.
Weird.
This one has Dolby Atmos on it, though, so I don't know.
Go figure.
Just a weird, why? I don't know. Even though at the end of the film it does say Dolby Atmos, so it's like, why is it not on the fucking Blu-ray?
Not on there. All right. Well, I guess we've ran it and raved.
Well, Barry, what do we go on just about once a year, every year? Scream.
And we're not done yet, because I'm sure once we see the 7th movie, we'll be talking the 7th movie.
I'm sure we will. You're one of the people that I'm sure I'll talk about it with at some point here.
So, but yeah, and one of my favorite lines in Scream 4 before we go is "Fuck you, Bruce Willis." Why he says that, I don't know. It makes me laugh every time. Right when he gets killed.
Like, one of my most favorite undersung lines or people in the movie is that you got the kid from the Cosby Show in part 3. Oh, you motherfucker!
Yeah. Oh, you motherfucker! I love that line. Yeah, I remember that.
Don't look at me. I didn't take shit.
Yeah. I do like I do like that. Like, you were talking about how Wes Craven listened to David Arquette and everything, is like how the black cameraman in part 2. The only reason he survives is because Wes Craven asked him what.
I like that.
Do.
But it comes from a place of the stupidest fucking. It's not true. And Wes Craven, of all people, should know it's not true.
I agree with that.
Because he actually was like the leader of urban horror in the 90s. Like, motherfucker made more black movies for black people than probably a lot of black directors and writers did, if you think about it.
Yep.
But that being said, like, this whole idea that he goes off of, like, oh, black people always die in these movies. That's why I didn't want to take it at first, because he's like, well, we don't even know if your character is going to live or not yet.
Yeah.
And
it
he's
was
like,
technically it was the black guy saying all that, and Wes Craven only asked him because I think he was going to die. He's like, so what would you do? He said, I just leave. So I think maybe Wes Craven's like, fine, you leave.
Yeah, they wanted to kill him, but he's like, well, I don't want to die, because always the black people die in all these movies. Where I'm like, that's where Wes Craven should be like, oh, that's not true.
Maybe that's why they just let him leave. He's like, yeah, let him leave.
Because, like I said, first of all, people got to be under the misconception. There's not a lot of slasher films that have black people in them, period.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'll fucking be the first to say that. They're very white. Okay,
yeah,
so
they are very white films.
If you want to say that the black person is the first person to die in each one of those movies, you're a fucking liar. Because in a lot of those movies, the black characters actually survive.
Yeah.
Surprisingly. Or they're the next to last to die.
I mean, watch the Night of the Demons. The black guy.
Friday the 13th is a great franchise to prove you that.
Yeah. It's insane.
In fact, if you're black in the Friday the 13th franchises, your odds of living go up like 50 fucking %. I shit you not.
Yeah, and even if you do die, you're not the first. You're like the 5th or 6th.
Exactly, and you actually usually get to put up a fight.
Yeah, there's one dude boxes Jason's, almost kicks his ass.
Even that black the black biker guy boxes Jason a little bit too.
He lives.
And he lives, yeah. See, that's the thing, is most people go through that shit, and it's like, no, it's only true of certain films, and it's generally because of shit like Candyman and shit. Oh, and that's another line that pisses me off in Scream 6. When they're having her and Kirby go back and forth. Oh, remake or the original? Both. It's like, no!
Yeah.
Kirby would not say that, but okay.
I guarantee you Kirby would not have been a fan of the Candyman remake. Guarantee it.
No.
Especially
nobody liked that fucking movie.
Especially after her speech in the 4th one, where she goes over all the remakes and everything.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And even in the Candyman, that's another thing. Like the Candyman, I know we need to go because it's 3 hours and I need to get sleep. But like,
Yeah,
even
I'm in no hurry, but I know you got to go.
In the original Candyman movies, it was not supposed to be a racist thing of why he was what he was. That happened in the second movie, sort of against what's his name's will. What's that?
Clive Barker?
No, the guy that plays Candyman.
Oh, Tony Todd.
Tony Todd. He didn't want it to be a slave racist thing. He wanted it to just be like.
That wasn't until the sequel?
Yeah, the sequel. I mean.
Oh, wow. I just watched the first one not that long ago, too, and I don't remember now.
Yeah, so it wasn't until like the sequel.
Of course, I think I watched 1 and 2 together, didn't I?
They made it a little bit more about the slavery thing than it was like in the first one. As like he just fell in love with a white woman and everything, and it wasn't so much like racist that what happened to him, even though it sort of was. But like the whole point was that Tony Todd wanted it to be like he's just this evil type of guy, and they made him a little more, like, well, now it's all about racism. And he kind of didn't like that from what I remember. I can't remember what I watched. Maybe it was on In Search of Darkness, the documentaries In Search of Darkness, the first 90s one that I watched. Because that one's the one. I think that's what, he talks about that, and that he didn't want it to be like all about racism and stuff. He wanted it to sort of be like just like a villain, like a villain. But it turned into that. But I still like all three of the original Candy. Even the third one sucks though, but they're fun. But anyways, thank you, Tom. I hope we ran it and raved enough of the Scream movies. I know we do this all the time, don't we? We do this all the time. But I appreciate you, Tom. Thank you. Thank you to everybody out in the chat and everybody at home watching and hanging this long. And as I need to get a Scream clip for my clips here. But as always, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
How you doing? Bitches leave.